call a meeting to order. Today is Wednesday, April 30, 2025. It's 6:38 p.m. We are in the Early Child Center in Palisades Park. This is regular business meeting in April 2025. Everyone please stand up for flag salute. Flag salute will be led by
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Kardowski, please roll call.
Mr. Chung.
Present.
Mr. William Kim. Mr. Anthony Kim. Ms. Rebecca Lee. Ms. Suk-Young Park.
Yes.
Ms. Bo Young Yu.
Here.
Mr. Aaron Pak.
present.
Mr. Jun Yim.
Here.
Mr. Sergio Kaye.
Here.
Dr. Cirillo. Bush Law Group.
Here.
Tyler Jung. Here. You.
Thank you. In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, I hereby state that notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated March 7, 2025. The meeting notice has been emailed to all staff members at the District 3 school locations, communicated to the record, and filed with the Board of Clerks of Palisades Park. Now, we are opening to the 2025-2026 budget hearing. We have a motion to open the budget hearing session.
Motion.
Any second?
Second.
Mr. William Kim was faster, so, alright, so, the budget hearing will be presented by our business administrator, Mr. Alex Kondowski.
Dr. Cirillo is here at the budget hearings. There's 3 people. All right, let's see how this goes. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to present the budget for 25-26 school year, Palisades Park School District. We're here to adopt the final budget for the 25-26 school district. On March 18th, the tentative budget was approved by the Board of Education. On April 2nd, it was approved by the Executive County Superintendent of Schools in Bergen County. And the budget was advertised in the record on April 13th. Some challenges in budget planning. Districts across New Jersey have seen a rise in health benefit costs over the past few years. With the help of our health benefit consultants, Brown & Brown, we project an 18% increase from the 23-24 school year. We have a maximum 2% tax levy. The district is bound to a 2% tax levy with some exceptions, those being the healthcare adjustment and enrollment adjustment, which the district took advantage of. We'll speak on a little later. Salary increases, ongoing contract negotiations.
카메라.
Everyone's here. Last year, June 30th, the contract expired for the PPEA, the administrators and the supervisors. Since the salaries make up about 50% of the budget, it was difficult to budget for something that's unknown. We also have high systemic inflation, 2.9%. That was consumer price index for the calendar year of 2024. Because when services go up, our budget shrinks. Curriculum revisions for the upcoming adoption of the new standards in ELA and math. ELA is English Language Arts. As new standards are underway for ELA and math, the district has changed programs to align to these new standards. We are piloting programs in our schools and hoping to do a full launch in the upcoming school year. Continued high cost of special ed and out-of-district student special services earlier, which increases our out-of-district placements, as well as we have transfers from other surrounding districts that come in to use our special ed programs. Advancements of bilingual programs to address our community needs. Our community is ever-changing. We have a large multilingual population from South American countries. So we're using a program called CKLA, which is a new curriculum, and also pushing out phonics in order to accommodate these students. Maintaining and improving our facilities, doors, locks, and replacements. Especially at the high school, we want to change the locks maybe this summer. Instead of the traditional key fob to more of an electronic badge lock. This will increase our security. '25-26 budget tax levy. Our general budget is $32.17 million. That's 85% of our total budget of the $37.9 million. The general budget consists mainly of the local tax levy of the 27.2 that you see on the right. Also, state aid is in that $32 million number, which is actually decreased with the new formula from the New Jersey Department of Education. It went down by, our state aid has decreased by 3% in the 25-26 school year. For the general, for the local tax levy, the 27.2 million, we increased it from last year by 3.2%. The reason being is, we took advantage of the healthcare adjustment, $227,000, as well as an enrollment adjustment of $88,000, which gives us a total of an extra $315,000 that we can include in our budget. Here you'll see tentative budget revenues. The large amount is 71.7% is made up of our local tax levy, 27 million. The second largest will be the special revenue fund. Special revenue consists of our federal grants, title grants, IDEA, and also preschool education aid. And the third largest is our state aid, which, as I mentioned, decreased by 3% from prior year. Regarding our general fund expenditures, as you can see, 55% goes to salaries and stipends. 72.7% of the total general budget is salaries and benefits. The rest are split pretty evenly with occupational physical therapy related services for our out-of-district students and in-district. Also our special ed and regular tuition, and our transportation for those students. Here's a calculation of how the taxes will increase. So, the general fund tax levy for current year 24-25, 26.3 million. Our increase of 3.2% is the 27.2 million. Total assessed valuations, which I took from the tax assessor from the municipality. It went from 3.9 billion to 4.1 billion. You do a calculation there, you get 0.67% for the current year and 0.66% for next year. If your house is assessed at $761,000 in the current year, you paid your portion of tax that goes to the schools was $5,137. So I also received this from the tax assessor. The average residential price of a home assessed is $806,000 for the upcoming school year. calculation on their end showing the adequacy budget, what Palisades Park should be receiving. That's that bottom right number, 43,355,000. So we're under adequacy by some amount. Any questions? Yep.
Were there any causes given for an 18% increase on insurance claims and things like that? That's a pretty large increase considering what was only looking at probably about a 10% increase.
Yeah, so most districts work with Brown, those are our consultants, and based on their calculation and projections, they told us it's safe to budget 18%. It might be a little lower.
Oh, okay, so you're not positive it's 18%.
No, it's not
I was gonna say
exactly
that's
18%.
a sizable increase considering I'm not
It
aware
might
of
be
any claims.
13, 14%, but you always wanna have a little bit of buffer. If your home is assessed at 806, your home is assessed at $806,000, and last year it was assessed at that 761,000, we would increase by that amount. If you're the tax assessor gave me this numbers.
Where can we find this information? Are you gonna post it on the
It'll
website?
be on the website,
Not in minutes, in the website.
on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Alex, excuse me, just to be clear, this is the public hearing on the budget, that portion of the meeting. So if anyone has questions or comments to make about the budget, this is what we're doing now.
People, thank you.
Ya lo sento ahí, atento a ella.
Thank you, Mr. Kondowski, for the budget presentation, budget hearing presentation. Now the board will move on to work session to review and discuss all the agendas and resolutions.
The door is locked, that door. They should leave it open for people to go.
Okay, let's just start with the board minutes. I have some comments before me. Is there any other board members who like to request any corrections or any discussions? For the minute of March 18, 2025, that was a regular meeting. There's 2 minutes, there's 1 regular session minutes, and then 1 executive meeting minutes. If not, I have comments on the meeting minutes, the regular minutes for the public participation part of myself. So that part, I think I can go over and review with Mr. Alex Kondowski. It's not a big issue, it's just so little bit different from what I said. We can just make a correction based upon the recording. And for the executive session minutes, I like to suggest that we discuss in closed session. We have other agendas in closed session at the end of the meeting, or we can add that 2 points, because I have a few things that we have to review thoroughly again with all other board members who participated in our March meeting. Is there any other discussion?
Hello? I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what you were saying. Were you asking if there was any questions on the March meeting?
She was asking the board members.
Board
Oh, board members, okay.
For the public, we'll have a public participation session later, not now. Thank you. And my apologies that this room is not designed for the public meeting, so we don't have microphone here. So if anyone in the back cannot hear us, you can ask us to raise our voice. We'll try our best to reach out to you. If you don't have any discussion for the meeting minutes, our next business will be building and grounds. We have many requests. Mr. Aaron Park,
Table it?
which one?
The minutes, are we tabling them?
Yeah, we will table, but,
During regular session.
right, in the regular session. Thank you.
Okay.
Chairperson, Mr. Aaron Park, can you address, could you read the agendas and resolutions in building and grounds?
Okay, so number one, so we have 7 items on this. So the first one is the Ask School rental by the Presbyterian Church. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the use of the Palisades Park Junior High School by the Presbyterian Church of New Jersey. Ask School from July 7th to August 8th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Fee of $20,000. Oh, okay. So, second item on the list is the Junior Police Academy, the PPPD. Right, Palisades Park Police Department. Thank you. Garden State Kendo, New Jersey Korean Basketball Association, Traditional Art Society of Korea, Cultural Competition, Public Health Event, Health Screening Fair. That sounds like what's up. Shredding Event, Palisades Park Recycling Department. Any questions?
I do. Mr. Kudowski, this after school, I think we're having this school every summer, but do you recall this fee is the same as last year? And it's from Monday to Friday? And I'm trying to pull up my order and I can't. Was it $20,000?
I believe it was 20,000.
Was it same?
Yeah.
Monday to Friday. The last year, I think we had Monday off.
I'm actually having a question right now.
Okay.
So, I'm seeing over here that, there are some entities that are actually paying, but some are not paying, so what's going on with that one? Like, why,
You can ask
Why
the
are
police
some-
officer over there if he wants to pay.
would you like to get,
No, please. This is to
It's up to
our
the board.
administrators, and then, okay, so this similar to that, so, Mr. Kondomsky, does the board has a standard guidelines for like a 1 day rental fee for school facilities?
Well, we like to accommodate the community, that's why. Palisades
That's
Park
what you-
Recycling Department, the police department, it's up to the board if they wanna charge them.
Yeah, I don't think we never charge the police department, the recreation center, but what about the private entity?
I don't believe so. I'm not sure which one you're
I
referring
think
to.
Garden State Candle number 3, I think we collected $500 for rent last year.
It's on there.
But this says deposit, does that mean the rental fee?
Yes, that's
Can
the
you
rental fee.
clarify it?
Mhm. That's not, you know,
The
refundable.
deposit is not deposit, just,
That's not refundable.
it's not refundable.
oh, okay.
And the $250 for security deposit is just for, it applies to all the vendors here. All the requesters here,
I'm not sure where you're,
separate from this.
I'm not sure where you're seeing the $250.
That's our policy, so.
Okay. Not charged.
So the same as this, number 4, also that deposit, $500 is for rent.
Yes,
this
correct.
Place. Do we have more questions? Discussions?
parties be properly insured.
So did you collect all the insurance, letters and applications? I
Number five
checked
did
it
not
out.
provide any paperwork.
So board members, what do you think? If there's enough time to approve next month, would you like opted out any organization that hasn't submitted any required documents? Or, I mean,
I think we can approve pending
pending,
appropriate paperwork is
okay. Any other opinions, discussions? If not, let's move on to next business. County School Board Rep and alternate, Mr. Anthony Kim is not here today and there's no agenda item. So, education, Ms. Soo Park, would you read the agendas?
Yes. We have two resolutions to be approved today. And first, there are 4 field trips. And second, calendar 2025 to 2026 school year. That's all today.
Okay, so the calendar is at the end of our resolution and agenda, so you must have reviewed it. Do you have any questions and discussion? Then, next, finance, chairperson is Bo Young Yu.
Number 1, food service vouchers from Antonia and J.O. Repairs. Number 2, secretary and treasurer financial reports. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park School District Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, accepts the secretaries and treasurers unaudited 2024-2025 financial reports, which are in agreement reflected in the financial entries for the period March 2025. 3, ratification of board secretary's monthly certification, budgetary line item status. Be it resolved pursuant to NJAC 6A: 23-211C. The board secretary certifies that as of March 2025, no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of NJAC 6A 211A. Be it further resolved pursuant to NJAC 6A2-2-11C4 that the Palisades Park School District Board of Education certifies that as of March 2025, after review of the board secretary and treasurer's monthly financial report, in the minutes of the board each month, that no major account or fund has been overexpended in violation of NJAC 6A:23-2.11B. 4, approval of payroll, 3/28/2025, 4/11/2025. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following payroll amounts: $970,240.79, $896,684.12. Approval of the bill list, April. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the March 2025 bill list in the amount of $1,914,471.56. Number 6, transfers. Resolved, the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves transfers for the month of March 2025. Number 7, student activity account. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, accepts the financial report to the high school Number 9, System 3000, software license agreement renewal. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the renewal of a software license agreement with System 3000 Eatontown, New Jersey, for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, at a cost of $27,360. System 3000 is a provider of integrated accounting, payroll, and personnel software apps for New Jersey schools.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
10, Jewish
At the
Family
risk
Services
of
Agreement.
disrupting-
Resolved
Oh,
that the
please,
following-
yeah, please
Would you
don't
mind
disrupt.
if everyone
Please.
on that side of the room can shout as loudly as they can? Because I think, I don't know if I should be speaking for everyone. I don't know what you're saying over there. And I would like to be able to participate in this. So if, the way I'm shouting, if you guys can try to do the same for the duration of this meeting, I think everyone in this room would really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I promise you, you
Thank
probably
you.
won't be too loud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allergy, so I don't know how loud I can speak, but I will try. Okay. Number 10, Jewish Family Services Agreement. Number 11, Bloodborne Pathogens Compliance Program, BCDHS Agreement. Number 12, Rivalry Sports Medicine Agreement, 2025 to 2026. That's one. Number 13, Final Budget Resolution. Number 14, Travel and Related Expense Reimbursement, 2025
They have
to
it in their
2026.
Bless you. Thank you, Ms. Vo. Board members, do you have any questions? Any agendas to discuss? Since our agenda's resolution have shared with board members in very last minute, so the finance committee, we had a meeting, committee meeting, but I don't think we went during the bill list. So, I have some questions on bill. Mr. Condos, do you have a bill list? I have some questions.
Do not, I'm sorry.
Don't. All right, because I 1, 2, 3. I have 6 questions, but.
You can email me.
Okay, I'll email you, but how I can improve? All right. Do you have any questions? Other discussions? Okay. Next, negotiations. Chairperson Mr. William Kim.
Thank you. It's just a brief statement. The board is working diligently to reach a fair and timely settlement across all open contracts. We currently have 4 negotiations underway, with 2 in advanced stages. Our goal is to finalize agreements as soon as possible while supporting our team members and students and upholding fiscal responsibility to the taxpayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. William Kim. Next, the New Jersey School Board Liaison alternate, Mr. Anthony Kim. He is out of the country now. He will join us next month. So next. Next, the board business will be personnel. Mr. Junli.
Yep, so there are 7 agendas. 1, middle school dance coach. Be resolved that Palisades Park Board of Education recommends Rachel Morgese as middle school dance coach. Number 2, request for leave. Staff number 4154 and 4596. Be resolved that upon the recommendation to the superintendent, approves the following. Home instruction teachers. Be resolved that Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves Elizabeth Horino and Sierra Rosa and Michelle Rengifo. Number 4, resignation of staff. Be it resolved, the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon recommendation, with regret, the following resignation: kindergarten teacher, Ji Yoon Chung, and pre-K teacher, Theodore Messina. Number 5, salary adjustment, Brandon Carlock. Be it resolved that Palisades Park, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the adjustments. Number 6, non-renewal of staff. Be it resolved that Palisades Park Board of Ed, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the non-renewal of the following personnel: Leslie and Kenny. Number 7, appointment of staff. Be it resolved that Palisades Park Board of Ed approves the appointment of the following personnel for 24-25 school year: Jonathan Simon, Lee Wellington Malera. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Lin. Any discussion in personnel? If not, next is policy, Ms. Oyong-Yu.
Number 1, bylaw number 9121, election and duties of presidents, second reading.
Thank you. Do you have any questions, discussions?
Just gonna ask, do we have currently a middle school dance coach on track?
Oh, why?
So you're asking question in
For
personnel,
personnel,
right,
yeah.
okay.
What's the question?
Is there a middle school dance coach that's currently on the card?
Alex, Ms. Kondowski, did you answer the questions?
I believe it's Rachel Marjesi, it's the middle school dance coach currently.
No, I'm asking if it's on the guide.
I'd have to check. It is? I'm sure someone knows here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you have any, questions in policy? If not, next, school safety and security committee, Ms. Rebecca Lee is not present.
I'm here.
Here? I'm sorry, I didn't see it, thank you, sorry. But do you have a report? I didn't see it. Next, unfinished business, I just wanna announce or notify you that school district employees' contracts are on our website as the board approved a few months ago. Some are not, but that will be updated. So if you're interested in the current contract, it's on the website. And hopefully new contracts will be replaced soon. And may I have a motion to close the work session and move on to regular session?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objection? So in regular session, we will start with the board president to report. And I'm going to read a very short statement. This statement is to resolve any misunderstanding between the board and the Education Association. The statement I read on April 11th was to refute false media reports and misleading information spread by the PPEA leadership about the Board of Education, in the belief that the public deserves and has the right to truthful and accurate information, especially if it's about the governing body that constitutes public education. The board acknowledges and values the important work our teachers do daily work to educate and support our students. Thank you. Next, student rep, Mr. Tyler Jung, did you bring any reports for us today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So I just wanted to briefly discuss some events in the Palisades Park Junior Senior High School. Last month, we had a Korean class 1 and 2 field trip to Korean Cultural Center in New York. And it was a good experience for students and teachers to learn more about the Korean culture. We also had some fundraisers too, including the National Honor Society dessert buffet, class of 2027 tie-dye party, and AP Psychology bake sale. We also had a marking period 3 principal's breakfast, honoring students who received straight A's. We also had Bring Your Child to Work Day, and it was good seeing the teachers being involved with, the teachers' kids being involved with other Powell Park students. Today, we also had an AP student presentation in the auditorium where the vice principal, Ms. Baez, and the principal, Mr. Garcia, informed the students about the AP exams. And coming up next month, we have the NJSLA Science for 8th and 11th graders and Honor Society's induction ceremony tomorrow. May 4th to 16th is filled with AP exams for students. May 19th through 22 is NJSLA ELA testing and math for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. And the 29th of May is PPHS spring concert. That's it.
Thank you. Next report to the superintendent. Unfortunately, Dr. Cirillo is not present here. He has some medical issue. We hope he feel better soon. But Mr. Kundowski, would you please address some message from Dr. Cirillo today?
I think I can play superintendent. Graduation dates for the Powell Park High School are June 18th, 2025. It'll be at 7 p.m. at the county field. Rain date is June 19th. Lindbergh Elementary School graduation will be at 5 p.m., 2 hours prior. Same thing at the county field. And for the ECC, it'll be on June 17th, 9 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 12 p.m., and 1:30 p.m., all at the ECC. Fortunately, I don't believe we're doing Teacher of the Year or chronic absenteeism at this point.
What was this 3 hours of 3 time on ECC?
Yep, 9 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 12 p.m., and 1:30 p.m. That is directly from the boss himself.
Okay.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Adam Bender, do you have any attorney reports today?
Nothing to report.
We are about approve the both meeting minutes for March 18th, but I'd like to suggest that we bring it to the closed session first, and then we can vote all together with all the agenda included at the end of the meeting, if that's okay. Any objection here? So building and grounds, we have a 7 consent agenda, but as previously we discussed in the work session, we are approving the 7 agenda based upon pending upon the submitting requested document from all the requesters of rent of our school facilities. May I have a motion? To approve, what? Yeah. Are you, raise your question? Oh, you need a motion, okay.
It'll be pending upon submitting the rental fee, you said?
The requested document.
Thank you.
Who did anyone did second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Any objection? Abstention? 7 items are approved. Next, educations. We have 2 consent agenda. One is for trip, second one is calendar for school year 2025-2026. May I have a motion to approve two agendas, resolutions?
I make a motion.
I second.
I second.
I'm sorry, who's first?
You take it.
Second on Park?
Yes.
And second
I second.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
No objection, abstention? Alright. So finance. So Mr. Kondowski, if I like to table number 5 bill list, it might affect some of your work.
Greatly affect my work, yes.
Okay, then maybe it's a contingency with, based upon our you make, and then things are all clear, then we'll just approve all together here. So there are, yeah,
Are there specific ones that you wanna?
just a few things that, just,
Because some of them
Right.
probably would impact his work a lot more than others, so if there's a particular one.
okay. Some large beers, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, but just big two. So this consolidated environmental company, 17,000, and the waterproofing technology, 15,600. Those are for the roof things,
Consolidated environmental was for the roof,
right,
that was remediation at the board office.
right, and then,
And weatherproofing technology was roof repairs at various schools.
so for the same venue, like, it's for the Board of
No.
Board of Education.
Weatherproofing technologies was not.
What is for them? It's
That's
for
for
renewable.
other repairs at the high school
High
and
school,
Willie
okay.
Valenberg School. That we had leaks.
But then consolidated environmental, Inc. bill will be sent to the board for reimbursement?
Correct. Everything, all the bills that we receive for the board office will be sent to the
Okay,
municipality.
okay, thank you. Just one more question. Do you know what is, I think I've raised one question in the other months, but I'm sorry, I don't recall what it was. What was the Renaissance for the 43,108?
Which one?
Renaissance?
Renaissance? Renaissance, I believe that's one of our programs. I'm sure someone uses Renaissance here. Okay.
Okay, so it's an all-year program, so we are paying for $43,000 for using the program whole year.
Do
Thank
you know what
you.
account that's out of? It says it, the account line.
I just have the page number, page 15.
Oh. I don't know if I have it. Is it from Disco's list?
Yeah.
Let me see if I have it.
Mr. Kondowski.
No, I don't. But I'm pretty sure that comes out of a title account, honestly, Title I, so it
So
does
it's
not come out of our
funded
general
by
budget.
the state,
That comes out of federal
by
funds.
the fund.
Are we going to roll call on this, or is it going to be consent agenda? So I have a question on number 12, I'm gonna stay on that one.
Number 12, which one? That was the rejected, right, that was actually a draft. So today, the agendas were updated. So are you talking about the lock grade thing, right?
No.
No?
The budget. Is that what you're talking about?
It's 12, it's the rivalry
Oh,
sports. It's replacing,
Okay.
I forgot the name of the athletic trainer. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna abstain on that, so we are gonna do a roll call.
Yeah, we are going to do roll call.
And I have a question on one of the items on the bill. It's Englewood on the Palisades. It's charter tuition, April transportation, 5,964. It's on the bill.
That's transportation for our charter school students.
Okay, for the high school level or the
I'm not sure which
Cause I thought
grade
for high
they're
school,
in.
there was no transportation.
But it isn't
For
the
Englewood,
transportation fee that is reimbursed to the parents because we no
No,
longer
it's-
provide the service for
that's
parents.
different, that's
Aiden
Englewood, that's,
It's different school, it's
yeah.
just,
Englewood School of Choice is the aid in lieu that we send to the
Right.
parents. This is a charter school.
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have more questions in finance? If not, Mr. Kondowski, please roll call.
I don't know if anyone did a motion.
Oh. We have a 14 finance agenda for approval. We have a motion.
Motion.
I second. Please roll call.
Suchan,
Yes, upon our email transaction with some of the questions regarding the bill.
Sergio Calle,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
I would like more information on number 12, as Bo mentioned, the rivalry sports medicine. Is there a need for a replacement?
you're abstaining for number 12?
Yes.
Jun Yim,
Yes.
Bo Young Yu,
I'm abstaining from number 12.
Suk Young Park,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Aaron Pack.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll just jump into the committee that has agendas and resolutions to approve, so we'll school education and New Jersey schools. So personnel, we have several items for approval. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Any
Second.
Second.
That was Sergio.
Please
Roll
roll call.
Suchan,
Yes?
Sergio Calle,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
Yes.
Jun Yim,
Yes.
Bo Young Yu,
Yes.
Suk Young Park,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Aaron Pack.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next, the policy, we have one agenda for approval. All in favor, or do you want a roll call?
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
I need a motion.
You got it? I didn't?
Need a second then? You did a motion?
May I have a motion to approve number one
Sure,
in
second.
policy?
Okay, June, you got it. Next.
Suchan,
Yes?
Sergio Calle,
Yes.
Rebecca Lee,
No.
Jun Yim,
Yes.
Bo Young Yu,
No, not as written.
Suk Young Park,
Yes.
William Kim,
Yes.
Aaron Pack.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. There's next, okay. Before we move on to closed session. Now, may I have a motion to open our meeting to audience? May I have a motion?
I make a motion to open to the audience.
Second.
All in favor?
And, everyone, because we anticipate that there's quite a few of you who'd like to be heard tonight, and we wanna make sure everyone has a chance to be heard and say what they wanna say, we're gonna ask everyone to please keep the comments to 3 minutes each, per person. And the board members are gonna reserve their responses, if any, until after the public comment session is concluded. Thank you.
Thank you. gentleman in the back first. Yes.
My name is Paul Albanese. I've been a resident of this town all my life, 76 years. I was not at the last meeting, but I saw a video of it, and I am not here to discuss what was said. I am here to discuss what wasn't said. I worked in a private school in New York for 24 years. I was an administrator. My daughter-in-law is a teacher in another district. And I did not hear one person say what the teacher does after they leave here at 3 o'clock. Not one person. If a teacher teaches 5 classes and has 15 kids in each class, that's 75 kids a day and 75 parents they have to deal with. So if you give a test that day, that's 75 papers you're taking home, not to count the day before when you wrote the 75 tests. I didn't hear that from anybody. I got the impression that people were saying they come in at 7, 8, 9, whatever, and they leave at 3. When my kids went through this school district, there was a teacher I had to meet with for my son at one time. We couldn't come up with a schedule because of my work schedule. That teacher met with me at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's all part of a teacher's job. Their job does not end when they leave here at 3 o'clock. And their job does not start when they come in here at 8 o'clock. And I think that should be taken into consideration. And one other thing, when I was growing up, one of the safest jobs you could have was working in a school. A teacher, a janitor, pick one. That isn't the life anymore. Schools are locked, police are in there to protect the students and the teachers. Whoever thought in 2025 that's what we would see this job need to be? They just don't go to work every day like certain people do and come home. They have the responsibility of everybody's kid that they're teaching. If my kid gets hurt in school playing gym, I might blame the gym teacher. And they have to put up with people like me. I told you, 76 years old, I'm bottling everything up for 76 years and you're gonna hear it again. But anyway, when I was here, my son was very active in sports. And we had, he played football, he wrestled, and we had parents do a snack bar to raise money. Do you know how many times when a parent couldn't show up, a teacher got behind that snack bar and helped us? When the games were played, there were more teachers there sometimes than parents supporting these kids that they taught to show them how to feel that win or lose, they supported those kids. That's a very important part of all this. You just can't look at Leonia pays this, Richfield pays that. What does a teacher do? Their job is much longer than 8 hours a day. And when you're considering all this stuff, you should consider all that. Because as board members, you should know what a teacher's job is. And it does not end with educating the kids. I'm done.
I work at the high school as a science teacher. Palisades Park, Board of Education, community members, and fellow stakeholders. I'm not only a proud member of the Palisades Park Education Association, but also a dedicated educator, 17 years, who has committed years to nurturing the minds and hearts of our students. I'd like to take a moment to respond to the Board of Education statement from their Friday night meeting on April 11th on allegations of misconduct. The claim that PPEA leadership has engaged in bullying tactics and bad faith negotiations is a serious accusation. Throughout the negotiation process, our leadership has maintained professionalism and a focus on constructive dialogue. It's important to note that disagreements in negotiations are not uncommon, but they should be addressed through continued discussion and mutual respect. On student performance, the board references state testing scores and suggests a disconnect between teacher compensation and student outcomes. However, Student performance is influenced by a multitude of factors, including class sizes. I have almost 30 students per class, 5 classes. Resources and support services. For example, concerns have been raised about swelling class sizes due to increased housing developments in the area, which can impact teaching effectiveness and student learning. Investing in our educators is an investment in our students' success. On financial priorities, the board mentions financial constraints and the need to balance the budget. While we understand the importance of a fiscal responsibility, it's critical to prioritize spending that directly impacts student learning. For instance, the board's expenditure on legal fees during negotiations has been a point of contention with some community members, suggesting that the funds could be better allocated to educational resources. Moving forward, our shared goal is to provide the best possible education for our students. Achieving this requires collaboration, transparency, and mutual respect. Remain committed to working with the board to reach an agreement that honors the dedication of our educators and meets the needs of our students. Thank you.
So public participation is one speaker is limited to 3 minutes, so I'll start the timer since we are anticipating many public participation here. Mr. Donayo?
Thank you, Chairman. Frank Donahue, 44 years in education in Palisades Park, including the last 14 as an administrator. And you spoke before about you want facts, so we can do this a little bit scientifically. I was in the trenches with these teachers the last 14 years because I was at both Lindbergh for 9 and then at the high school for 5, and also substituted some days here at ECC. I can tell you, these teachers and secretaries are outstanding. They are phenomenal. Now, am I just saying that because that's my opinion? No, I would go into the classrooms with formal evaluations, informal evaluations. They didn't know I was coming. I would just come in spur of the moment, and I would see them on display. And they were interesting teachers, great lessons. They had to meet the needs of various levels of learning, and it was very difficult, but they were able to do it. The classes were fantastic. They were stimulating. I learned a lot from going into all of their classes. And then, okay, even a cafeteria, you know, they were down in the cafeteria supervising, and in those infrequent days when we had something go wrong, if a student had a meltdown, those teachers were right by my side to help me through some difficult moments. And I really, really appreciate it. Their basic attitude towards the students was concern. They were deeply concerned about them, that the students got a good education and that they were content and that they were safe. And this every day they brought this to the school. And I want to just say too that you know, since I retired, of course I keep in touch, my wife and I, with many of the alumni, and all they ever do is talk about the schools and the coaches and the teachers. And it's all positive. It's the greatest memories of their lives. And when I was up at the high school, I used to say to teachers, just remember, even if you're having a bad day, you had a fight with your spouse at home, don't bring it into the classroom, because you have to remember that this is going to reflect on the students every day. And so I really believe, look, I was a chief negotiator many years ago. I was involved in like 5 negotiation sessions. And I remember the first time I went in, Vince Giordano from NJEA said, Frank, just go in and present the statistics. And that's what I did. The teachers have always been underpaid. And I'm not blaming anyone here, but we always found a way through negotiations, back and forth, quid pro quo. We found a way to come up with a good contract for the teachers, the secretaries, and then all of the other groups that you'll be negotiating with in the future. So I really hope you can reach a fair settlement with the teachers and secretaries, because they deeply, deeply deserve it. Thank you for listening.
I see some students here, so I'll just give more preference for students to speak first. the
I'd like to raise a point of contention for the hiring of 3 new substitute athletic, physical trainers.
What's your name?
Young Choi, I'm a senior at the Palisades Park Junior Senior High School. So I don't see why we really should hire these 3 new people, because Cody has been with us for quite a while now. He's been excellent at his job. I'm an athlete. I've seen him work. He's done, every time my coach or some other coach calls him, he's usually on there 2 to 3 minutes. He's very responsive. And furthermore, with coaches being able to perform relief on injured athletes on the scene before any physical trainer arrives, I don't see really the need for why we should hire these substitute trainers. It just seems like that you're trying to outsource his job. And
students, the lady in the back,
Hi, my name is Clara Eo. I'm a member and the captain of the dance team at Palisades Park High School. We all came here today to represent the athletes of our school and stress the importance of having a full-time trainer during games and practices. All of us showed up today on our own volition because we feel really strongly about this topic of conversation. The wording in today's agenda, to hire a trainer as needed, particularly stuck out to me as something that could cause problems in the future, because it's impossible to predict when an injury will occur. And waiting for some sort of catastrophic event where an ambulance could be required, which possibly wouldn't even arrive in a timely manner to take action, puts the health and safety of our students at extreme risk. We are able to perform to the best of our ability because of the feeling of security that having a consistent trainer at all times provides. Having the same trainer and somebody with knowledge on our past injuries means we're able to get routine follow-up checkups and has allowed us to build a close and trusting relationship with Cody, which is crucial when you're being medically cared for. While the focus of our piece remains the need for a personal trainer in general, we want to acknowledge the dedication and passion Cody has shown to his student athletes and to his job by showing up consistently, not only physically but also mentally, almost every day for the past 8 years. In my last 5 years participating in a sport at this school, I've come to realize the importance of having a full-time trainer, and I've personally had an injury while practicing a trick. I remember the amount of pain I was in made me extremely scared that I wouldn't be able to participate for the rest of the season, which, as the captain, made me so scared that I wouldn't be able to be there for my teammates. Without Cody's comfort and guidance, there's a very high chance my condition would have gotten worse. This risk after injury goes for any member of any team at the school without a full-time trainer and frightens me for the future of our team and all the other teams at Palisades Park High School.
lady in the black shirt.
My name is Isabella Soto, and I'm a senior at Palisades Park Junior Senior High School. As a dedicated athlete at PPHS, I just wanted to speak upon a few things dealing with the recent termination of our athletic trainer. This decision directly endangers not only the physical, but also the mental health of all our student athletes here at PPHS. As a member of the dance team, I serve as the base for every stunt and trick in our dance routine. This includes throwing flips, having people stand on my back, and even catching a member free falling from the air. Watching us perform a dance routine may be entertaining and seem very lively with our great stage presence and big facial expressions, but in truth we are all facing a lot of physical and mental pain that we would not be able to push through without the support and guidance of our athletic trainer. Without the presence of an athletic trainer and not being able to have the comfort knowing someone is there for us at all times, it makes the routine and stunts much more frightening to do. With the absence of our athletic trainer, every sports team is left without proper guidance or emergency care, which can increase the risk of greater injury. Half of the performances and competitions we have participated in and won would not have been able to be accomplished without our athletic trainer.
He has personally helped me with a countless amount of injuries I suffered throughout my 2 years on this team. Even beyond the physical aspect of this situation, our athletic trainer has been there to encourage us and make us believe that we are able to perform safely, which greatly affects the team morale. I really hope you are able to take into consideration the message we are trying to send of the importance of having an athletic trainer be there for us and guide us through these sports seasons that are filled with blood, sweat, and many tears. Thank you.
You'll be the last students to be there on the
My name is Aurelis Diaz. I'm also a senior at Palisades Park High School. And I wanted to start off by saying how important every single one of our teachers and staff are. They work just as hard with or without a contract. We wouldn't be anywhere from Ms. Conoscenti teaching me something that I would need in Mr. Aguecha's class from 7th to 11th grade. All of these things are so important. And like the gentleman earlier said, we live in a world where going to school isn't safe anymore. We have to be careful. There's cops in our school in case, God forbid, something were to happen. And they do all of this work, 7 to 3 or 8 to 4, and then they go home, continue to do it, all to do it for what, 5 days a week? Continuously? And that's not counting their own personal lives that they have to take home with them in and out of the classroom. And they choose to do all of these things because they love us. They love us students. They literally have seen us since, I'm seeing my kindergarten teachers here. They've seen us grow. So, and I like, too, for our high school, we don't even have a full-time nurse. So we're relying on, God forbid, nothing were to happen. And even if you do call 911, the ambulance, mostly Englewood, won't come in time. And I say this as an EMT, that unless we're in the area, we won't make it in time. And we can only do so much with so little time. So it's not fair to us students, and moving on to us student athletes. Cody has been there with my numerous head injuries. Cody has been there for all of my ankle and my groin bones because I do not stretch properly. He has been my rock. He helped me pitch, taught me how to pitch, and why am I crying? Sorry. I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't be here without any of you. Come from other countries, evacuating, and they don't have the education that we're able to grow up with. So because our test scores are not perfect, and we had to go through a worldwide pandemic, it is not fair that everyone else has to suffer because of us. It is not fair, and we work twice as hard, and the teachers work even more harder than all of us. So please, take it into consideration.
Christina Gendrelli. I'm speaking on behalf of Amy Padron, who is the ECC's Teacher of the Year for this year. She wrote, educators are indispensable to the strength and success of any community. Their commitment to excellence shapes the lives of our students and secures the future we all share. It is time to honor that service with the respect and recognition we have earned, and to demonstrate through action that our community stands firmly behind those who invest daily in our children's future. She wrote, we work tirelessly to educate, inspire, and support our students every day. Settling our contract fairly is not just the right thing to do, it is a recognition of our dedication, professionalism, and the essential role we play in shaping students' futures. We deserve a contract that honors that commitment and respects our invaluable contributions to our community. We are the foundation of our students' academic attainment, dedicating time, energy, and expertise to the success of every single one. Reaching a fair and timely contract settlement is a reflection of our community's respect and gratitude for our invaluable service. It is both a moral obligation and necessary investment in the strength and well-being of our schools and the generations we serve. Thank you.
My name is Robert Rivera, president of 512 Glen Avenue. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a staple in this community. I coach, I came from coaching, that's why I'm filthy. I got some kids from ECC, some kids from Lindbergh. I know some of the board members, I know some of the teachers. And I wanted to bring everything back to center from my observations. I got to see some of the videos, and I have done negotiations. I'm an engineer, I'm a manager, I run a lot of things. I'm a guy that works by the numbers, by logic, and I'm pragmatic. I try to take emotions out of every decision. And I want to say something that may be a little polarizing, but I want everyone to hear me. I know a few of these board members, and I can tell you, they're beautiful people. They don't do this because they're gonna become rich. Some of them are probably doing it for their next step, or whatever the case may be. But people that I do know and I have met, they're beautiful people. Board members, I wanna let you know that some of these teachers are also beautiful people. And we have a point of contention, and that brings up animosity, right? No one wants teachers underpaid, and no one wants the board members going home feeling defeated because their hands are tied. There is something in the middle that's not allowing this to happen, and it doesn't start with animosity to get to the middle ground, right? It starts with finding the middle ground and being pragmatic and logical, laying it on the table and being transparent. It's tough to see this because my kids are here and they go to these schools, right? I don't want to have to pull my kids out of this school system and put them in private schools because things are breaking down. Because fundamentally, the seats here are disconnected from people in the community. I'm not a teacher, but I am a voter. And my vote has a voice. I voted for a few, you guys didn't vote for a few, but that's the way democracy works, right? Be in touch with what's required. Teachers, you guys have a performance indicator, right? Like you guys they push you against the wall for test scores and kids, doing what they're supposed to. Board members, you need to disclose your performance indicators. What is it that you promised to do, and how can we rate you against your performance? And if you're not doing it, be altruistic. Step down if you are in over your head. Teachers, if you're in over your head, same thing. You take the righteous thing. I've been on the field of baseball, that's I speak to. I see Miss Ohlmeyer out there. I see some other teachers, they're in there with these kids. I've seen some of these board members, they're in there too. But we're not animals, we're not enemies, we're actually a community. And I want to remind people that as hostile as we may get in this room, at the end of the day, we're all family members, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're uncles, we're children. Let's treat each other with some dignity and get the point of zero. Because if you go into that negotiating room, it's going to be one cover against another. No one's going to peek over. And the best way to do this is to find the middle ground and go by the numbers. What is the limit? Talk to the mayors. Maybe they can expand the budget. I don't know. If I were for me, you guys would be rich, but it's not. Same thing with the board members. So I just want to say, please, just hear what I have to say. Work together so that my kids can remain in the school system and this community can grow. We don't want. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Yes?
Oh, sorry. Good evening, members of the board, families, staff members. Before I say anything else, I want to share that seeing all the members of our community, including our students, advocate for our staff members gives me more strength to continue to fight for this district. Yeah, my name is Sabrina Fernandez, and I've had the privilege of serving as the district behaviorist for Palisades Park. I want to take a moment to share factual information regarding the impact of eliminating this position and how it will affect the current level of supports in our school. In this current school year alone, I have personally responded to 111 crises, which makes up 48% of the nearly 230 total crises recorded at Lindbergh Elementary. These incidents range from severe student aggression and elopement to self-injurious behaviors requiring immediate de-escalation and safety planning. Beyond crisis response, I have completed 6 full functional behavior assessments and intervention plans, and I've developed numerous behavioral support plans for students in general education and special education settings. These plans were not generic. They were individualized, data-driven, and designed in collaboration with teachers, case managers, families, and outside providers. My role has also extended well beyond the technical behavioral work that I do. I've assisted families with translation, connected them to outside services, collaborated with medical professionals, and provided direct coaching and training to staff and family across all schools. I've shared materials, modeled strategies, and provided consistent follow-up to ensure interventions were being implemented effectively. Removing the district behaviorist position does not just eliminate a job. It eliminates a system of support that has been foundational for maintaining safety and inclusion. Our district has a significantly high need population. Without a district behaviorist, our students, our teachers, and our families will face greater challenges, fewer preventative supports, and a higher risk of crisis escalation. And this is not about one person. It's about protecting a support system that has made a measurable difference for our students. I urge you to reconsider this decision and to prioritize the behavioral health and safety of our schools. I am proud to have served Palisades Park School District as a behaviorist. It has been an honor to support the students, the staff, and the families. I advocate and will continue to advocate for continued behavioral support because I deeply believe in the role that it plays in student success. If it's okay with the board, I would like to present some letters written by fellow staff members who are also in support of maintaining this position. And I have the folder here if you were willing to accept it.
Parents?
Yes, I'm parents. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Amy, and I'm a resident of Palisades Park over 22 years. I'm also baby mom, 8-year-old boy who is almost nonverbal and on the autism spectrum. After homeschooling him for a while, I recently enrolled him at Innova School. The child study team and his teachers have been incredibly supportive, and he's now working hard with Miss Lee, his 101 Korean paraprofessional. However, I'm here today because I'm deeply concerned about the removal of our school Board of Certified Behavior, known as our BCBA, due to budget cuts. This BCBA has played a critical role in my son's success at school. She's not only helped design and adjust behavior intervention plans, but also provides guidance, support, and training to his paraprofessional. Without a BCBA, students like my son, who rely on constant data-driven behavioral support, will face major setbacks. As a parent of a child with autism, I know firsthand how essential professional behavioral support is not just for academics, but for emotional regulation, social development, and long-term independence. So eliminating the BCBA position is not just a loss of STEM member. It is a loss of safety and progress and hope for many of our most special students. Please, I urge you, do not cut the BCBA from our school. Our children deserve the support they need to thrive. Thank you for listening.
Hi, good evening.
Mr. Peppers.
Yep.
You'll be the next.
Hi, Monica Porter, 44 Glen Avenue. As all of you I know, I've been here, I would say every meeting except for last one, that unfortunately they do it on a Friday before spring break, and I already have planned like everybody else. And I missed, but I watched it over online that it was doing it. As a parent, I see here what I don't want to see, and I want to know what's coming. 2 teachers already resigned. So by saying that, we're losing 2 teachers right now, and we could lose more. And this is worrying me. We need to take care of this. We need to finish what we need to do. Because by losing teacher, we're losing the key to get educated. We're losing a lot of benefit. So if we lose good teacher, as we have, and we're trying to hire a new teacher, they're gonna come here, they're gonna ask for more money. So what are we gonna do? We're not gonna have enough teacher. I see that you guys trying to put a substitute for the athletic, now, how you guys decide that? I've been witness that person in my daughter game, 7, 8, and 9, taking care of my daughter, putting ice in her. And it's already 7 and 9. We need that. Instead of bringing things on, we're taking off. What are we doing? Board member, if this is not, look at the student. Our student is getting affected emotionally in every aspect. As a parent, I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried what we're doing. We are taking things away that we needed. We are treating the teacher not with the deserved treatment that they need. This is reflecting our student. This is reflecting our life. Every single meeting, I'm glad to see all these people here, but also I'm worried that every single meeting we have to have all these teachers and now adding a student. If this is not moving us to do something, what is gonna move us to do? What is going on? I want the board member, if you guys can give me an answer as a parent, as a resident. I deserve an answer. This is worrying me. We cannot take the athletic who really there with the student when they need it. We cannot lose teachers. I see it in this paper and I was shaking. We losing 2 teachers. That's me, they going because they don't want to deal with this. They don't want to deal. It's a lot of opposition open for teachers to go, but they don't want to leave. They've been here the whole life. A lot of my time is over. It's a lot to say. Like, come on, let's do something. Can somebody respond to me? This is worrying me. I'm worried right now.
Aren't you calling on the kids first?
But we close it to the students because there are so many.
No. They here, they should participate. They should participate. No, they should participate. They're a public, they have the right to say. No, why they're not gonna put the student to talk? Because you don't wanna hear that?
Everyone, order.
Everybody should participate. Stupid.
And traditionally, we try to
Una
give the
estúpida.
students priority in the hope that if they had something to say, they would be able to say quickly and go home if they wanted to. But given the number of students and the wide variety of views, that we decided to try to give equal preference to everyone. It's not a question of not allowing anyone to go. Everyone's gonna go as long as we have comments. It's just a question, we tried to give the preference at first, but we didn't want to be seen as, ignoring the teacher either. So, trying to give everyone an equal opportunity to be heard. Do you want to let her?
Yeah, the lady in the back there first.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dr. Sarah Vetter, and I'm the school psychologist at Lindbergh Elementary School, and I'm speaking tonight with a sense of urgency and concern regarding the recent decision to remove the district behaviorist position, a decision that will have profound consequences for our students, families, and staff. This year alone, the Lindbergh Child Study Team has responded to over 230 crisis situations. That's an average of 1.6 crisis situations per day. And our district behaviorist, Ms. Fernandez, has personally responded to 111, or 48% of those crisis situations at Lindbergh Elementary School. Ms. Fernandez supports the behavioral needs of students across the district while being a committed member of the Child Study Team who prioritizes the safety and well-being of students above all else. Beyond her efforts to maintain safety throughout the school district, Ms. Fernandez provides training to teachers paraprofessionals, and support staff to ensure that the behavioral needs of our students are met. She creates individualized interventions for our students with and without disabilities, and she always ensures that families are fully informed members of the IEP process, translating information and materials for them frequently. Her work as the district behaviorist is student-centered, culturally responsive, and deeply rooted in advocacy for the most vulnerable learners of this district. The removal of Ms. Fernandez's position will have serious repercussions. Students with high behavioral needs will lose a trusted advocate. Families will lose a critical support. Teachers will lose a collaborative partner. And the child study team will face an unsustainable increase in responsibilities. Ms. Fernandez is an irreplaceable advocate for our students and a vital source of stability in our schools, and the loss of her position will directly jeopardize the mental and behavioral health of our students. I respectfully ask the Board of Education to reconsider this decision. Although you may feel that you can no longer afford to keep Ms. Fernandez's position in this district, it's the students and families of this district that cannot afford to lose her. Thank you.
For all of our sports teams and students. Being a member of a sports team for 4 years and witnessing and experiencing all the hard work and dedication that is put into our performance, I frankly can't help but feel offended that, of all things, the safety of our student athletes was decided to be compromised for the sake of cutting costs. I don't mean to sound too abrasive, but this notion that's being suggested with this decision, that money is more important than our safety, is disturbing and deeply upsetting to all of us. Any personal bias aside, having an athletic trainer present at every practice and game at all times is in the best interest of every student, athlete, and coach. I don't think anyone here would disagree that sports are intense and injuries are unpredictable. Therefore, since there is no way to always be sure, we should at least always have the proper measures in place to be as safe as possible. How can we be expected to push ourselves to our limits and make a name for Palisades Park if the possibility of injury without immediate attention is constantly weighing on the back of our minds? Through all of our testimonies, we've tried our best to remain as objective and student-centered as possible, but it's definitely worth noting that how much respect and adoration we have for Cody himself. Every time Cody walks into the cafeteria for a practice, we all turn our necks and go, "Cody!" He has gone beyond an immediate caretaker and has went out of his way to build a trustworthy relationship with all of the students. His position requires him to deal with us at our physical lowest and vulnerable, and we are cooperative to his care because there's a level of trust and mutual understanding that is strongly established. And as much as we love and trust Ms. Margessi, if whatever third-party service, if they can't come in time, I don't want her to be the one in charge of me. We, as students at Palisades Park, have always been given the impression that we are the priority, that our best interest comes first. In my humble opinion, I believe that this decision to remove the athletic trainer position does not reflect these sentiments. Thank you.
Me? Awesome. Hi, I'm Kayla Jimenez. I'm a senior at the high school and the current vice president of the Italian National Honor Society. I have two members here who have some things they'd like to share with you.
Good evening, members of the board. We are here again on behalf of the Italian National Honor Society to ask that the Italian courses be fully brought back to our school. This is our third time making this request. Our president couldn't be here tonight, but we're here to continue this effort. We're disappointed that the board hasn't been clear about why the program was removed. We also want to support our teachers who are still waiting answers for their jobs. Even with all these challenges, students' interest in Italian is so strong. This year, 31 students took the national Italian exam and many did very well. This shows students still care about learning Italian. We are asking for the full Italian program to come back starting Italian 1 in the year 2025-2026 school year. Thank you for your time and we hope you will support us.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Gomez and I've been a proud member of the Italian National Honor Society for the past year. I've earned a seal by literacy in Italian and I have received awards recognizing my achievement in the language. Italian has played a meaningful role in my academic journey, but it saddens me off that the future students may not get the same chance. My younger sister, who is currently here with me, is a 9th grader. She wanted to take Italian 1 her freshman year to have the same opportunities as me and as the other members of the honor society. She couldn't do it because Italian wasn't in the 2024-2025 school year. We're asking the board to fully restore the Italian program starting with Italian 1 in the 2025-2026 school year, so students like her and many others can explore the language and cultures that have impacted so many of us. Right now, she's currently taking Spanish. She is a native speaker Spanish. She wanted to take Italian because she wanted to learn a new language, but she is not able to do that. And not just her, but like many other kids who signed the petition that we have given you the past 3 meetings. Thank you.
Hello. I'm not speaking in English. Really bad. Most time I have Korean translate help my son and about my son work. My son name is called Yi Rujin. Most teacher maybe knows my son because I always go to the school and the principal call me and child student call me because my son is special kid. He has a big behavior and sometimes he steals the people. They could teach a hard time. But he's a little smart. His academic is okay, but his behavior is a problem. And after better, and I always forget his name, but I know her.
Ms. Fernandez?
Ms. Fernandez, DCB. They do the hard work. Like they have a sweet heart and love. Then they doesn't have love. My son is really hard stay in Palisades. Maybe my son already sent out the school, maybe ABAs, but they have love. They want to keep my son at this school. They try their best, teaching my son to what was getting better the behavior and teaching around the the better, then teaching my son the A, how gonna get it better. Like you, the teacher is really good too. I know that. Like, I wanna say, it's not take away BCBA or the teacher because they have love all the kids. We maybe try to find the teaching how gonna help them, keep them because they have love the kids. Because why they have to give when the board take a new teacher, maybe they doesn't have the same memory for them. That is a hard time again. I don't wanna do this. I wanna keep them. And I understand for the two, try to find the teaching and help the students, help the teacher. This Pension is a really good teacher, help my son. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows try to find a good way, not to take away. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not responding to you, but I just want to make the same opinion to Ms. Tanji that I used to talk to Dr. Cyril that I love Ms. Tanji too. My child has learned a lot from her too. Mr. Rotundo?
I'll go quick because I know there's a lot of other people. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll go quick because I know a lot of other people want to talk. I had a lot of time to think about what else I want to say after the last meeting. A lot of you made the point that I want to make today. Teaching isn't just education. It's about caring. It's about loving the students that come into the classroom. We need to make students trust us. We do that by showing them that there is something to trust within us. When a teacher leaves to find another opportunity someplace else, it's heartbreaking, not just for the teacher that has to leave that district, but for the students. Many of you who have taught for a long time might remember Mr. Ashika. I love Mr. Ashika. He got me into playing musical instruments. I played the trumpet. Unfortunately, one year he decided that he needed to leave for another opportunity someplace else. And it broke my heart enough that I stopped playing. I never picked it up again, and to this day, I don't play the trumpet. Who knows what would have happened had he continued to teach? I personally needed to leave at a certain point in my career to find better advancement opportunities. And I know it broke my students' hearts to see me leave, because I cared for them. I showed them that there was something in me that they can come to me regardless if it was a history class or any other question that they might have had. And I didn't want to leave the district, but I felt that I needed to. I implore you all to understand that teaching is far different than any other career that you can have. I'm in property management now, and I could leave my building and go someplace else, and sure, maybe a few of the residents might be sad that I left, but they will not have cared as much as the students cared when I left this district. They will not. And your take it or leave it attitude, which is what it really feels like when it comes to negotiations, is incredibly misguided, because they should not feel that they need to leave in order to make a living. It will hurt the district and it will hurt the students. That's my statement that I have to make. I do have one question as I wrap up. I would like to know how it was recorded when you guys lost quorum at the special meeting, when Soo Kyung left the meeting in the middle of it. So at that point, you didn't even have enough people to close anything or even adjourn the meeting. So you had quorum and then you didn't. So I'd like to know how that was recorded and how that is handled afterwards. Thank you.
Let me start out by asking a question to the board, since we're all about the facts. Who on the board is a medical professional, or has any kind of medical degree? What do you have? Yep. Can you explain to me when needed is for an athletic trainer? How would the board determine when an athletic trainer is needed for a sporting event?
The board's gonna reserve their responses to the end.
It's pretty important, and you're a lawyer, you should know. It's important. President, I'm asking because of liability.
If you have a comment,
Yes.
please make it, otherwise we'll move to the next person.
Excellent, thank you. So I've been here for 8 years. I was here under Donahue and Robo, and it was community, it was a family, and I felt that every day. And what I learned from Donahue and Robo is to give everything you can to Palisades Park. I had many opportunities. I've worked in Major League Soccer, I've worked for New York Giants, I've worked for many different facilities. A lot of people offered me more money, and I stayed here because I love this community. It reminded me where I went in Park Ridge. But I love these people so, so much. So I worked my butt off. Didn't take many vacation days, didn't take many sick days. This past year, my wife got cancer in January. I didn't miss a single day. I was here every single day working. Every day. For these kids. You know why? It's not about the money. It's not about any of that. We work here for the kids. And if we're not working here for the kids, why are we working here, period? We're in the wrong profession. When I saw this, when needed, that is a slap in the face. Us not having a full-time athletic trainer, I made a difference here. We didn't have anybody before full-time. And since we are a fact base, I read a Journal of American Medicine, which I hope all of you did too. A catastrophic injury can occur in practice just as likely as in a game. So when you're saying when needed, I assume that means games. They could be just as injured in practice. Who's there for them? The ambulance only gets up so fast. So we are putting these kids' lives at risk for money. I don't think that's a good trade-off. And waiting for something catastrophic to happen to get a full-time athletic trainer again is not a solution. It's opening up liability for you and the rest of the Pal Park. And most importantly, the safety of our kids. Whether I'm here or not is fine. It's a job, it's business, I get that. But these kids deserve better. And if you care about the health and safety of them, you wouldn't be doing this. So this says everything right here. Thank you.
he attended ECC, K4 and kindergarten, where we had an amazing experience, thanks to an incredible teacher. My son has ADHD, and Ms. Fierro played a critical role in helping us get him on IEP and 504 plan. She ensured that he had a great experience at ECC and cared for him as if he were her own. In kindergarten, he had McElroy and Rotundo, who were both wonderful and nurturing. They took the time to hold meetings and send messages to ensure my son was succeeding in class. Teachers are vital to our children's futures, as they protect and educate them, often dedicated their lives to this mission. When we started at Lindbergh, my son met the most amazing and kind-hearted teachers, Ms. Park and Ms. Vieras. He was really nervous about starting at such a big school, but they made him feel loved and safe. Ms. Vieras and I have kept in touch. The most, she would message me about my son's days and how his education was progressing. During Parents' Night, she spoke highly of my son and her commitment to his education. She explained she understands his condition and allows him to roll on the carpet to release his energy. She also offered us advice on how to encourage his reading at home. In November, we received a heartbreaking news that both our teachers would be leaving less than 3 days. And it was late at night. I remember it was 9 o'clock when we found out. Ms. Vieras privately messaged me to explain her departure, which was due to policy changes regarding health insurance and pay. It was especially difficult for our children who have trust and love both Ms. Park and Ms. Vieras. To make matters worse, our class photo did not even include them, as they had never been there at all. We went through 2 more teachers before finally getting 2 permanent teachers. We were worried about them leaving as well, because they have been so amazing and caring. Our teachers need better policies and better pay. The same goes for our aides. The schools are becoming overcrowded, and we need to ask, where is our budget going? Teachers deserve to be treated better. Thank you for your attention.
The ladies strike. Hi, hi, my name is Diana Castro, and I am a freshman at the Palisades Park Junior Senior High School. It has come to my attention that our athletic trainer, Cody Grunke, is being let go of the athletic trainer position. But why is that? What about our safety? What about our health? What is happening to our health? Who will we go to when we are in pain? Who will we go to when something in our body is in pain, is in hurt, is something bothering us? What is going on? I am frustrated. I am mad. I think every single athlete here is here at this meeting because of Cody Grunke, because we want him in this school. He deserves to be here, and he should be here. And he works, excuse my language, he works his ass off every day. And every single person here now knows his wife has cancer. His contract is, I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's really frustrating because someone at the board let go of this school. His wife has cancer, and you guys just simply don't care. You have no empathy, you have no sympathy. You are letting him go, knowing what he is going through at home, knowing his personal problems in his life. And it is not just Cody. It is every single person here in this room, every single faculty member, every single staff member, every single teacher in this room who works their butts off every day for us, for the students. They want to put smiles on our faces. They want us to succeed. They want us to show the world that we can be something important, that we can be something great. But it seems to you, the Board of Education just wants to shut them down, just wants to lower their confidence. I've seen, I've heard, articles, I've read all night, last night, how you just talked straight up, had a whole conversation
like those teachers weren't in front of you talking about how bad they are at their job, how you were bullying them. These people work for us. Well, I'm sorry, but these people work because they want us to be happy. They want us to show what we can do. Every single teacher here needs to be acknowledged and is not something that is talked about enough in every single meeting. I have grown up with mostly all of these teachers. For example, Mr. Hutchinson, I have known him since I was a little girl, since I moved here. I have been with him since cross country. I have been with him for basketball, and I will be with him for the rest of my time in this high school. He has taught me so many things. He has taught me how to grow up. He has taught me how to be better. He has taught me how to become a much more impressive athlete. And I appreciate him, and I acknowledge that. Half of these teachers here have taught me something that I have never learned in my whole entire life, and I never realized how impactful and how beneficial that could be in my life.
Thank you.
I'm next.
Good evening, members of the board, colleagues, and the community. My name is Sheila Nastasi, and I am a proud teacher at Lindbergh School. For the past 20 years, I've had the honor of serving as both a special education teacher and an ELA teacher. What makes this even more meaningful to me is that I grew up right here in Palisades Park, like many of us have. I have walked the same hallways as my students, and I have always taken great pride in giving back to the community that shaped who I am. Over the years, much has changed about our town, but what remains constant and what keeps so many of us here is our students. They are the heart of this community, as we can tell tonight, and they deserve nothing but our best. Unfortunately, the reality we're facing now is one that no teacher wants to be in. We are being forced to make difficult choices, choices that will ultimately affect the very students we're all here to support. The teachers you see here tonight are not only tired, they are frustrated. We have shown up every day. We have gone above and beyond, and we have waited patiently, but our patience is wearing thin. We are ready to do whatever it takes to make sure that our voices are finally heard, and to make sure that a fair and just contract is finally put into place for our teachers and ultimately for our students. What does that look like? As teachers, we are often asked and expected to attend events well beyond our contracted work hours. Family nights, school dances, after-school tutoring, town-wide parades, talent shows, concerts, and many, many more things. At Lindbergh School, we've proudly taken students to the Poconos Environmental Center for over 50 years. It is a 3-day trip where teachers sleep in cabins, yes we do, and guide students through outdoor learning. But guess what? We didn't go this year, and I don't even know if anybody cares or knew, but we didn't go. And we do all of this because we do care. We care deeply about our students and our school communities, but that care cannot continue to be taken for granted. Our time, our energy, and our expertise must be recognized and respected. A fair contract means just that, fairness. It means appropriate compensation for our time. This is not just about what's fair for teachers, it's about what's right for our students as well. It means restoring dignity to our profession and valuing the essential role that educators play in shaping the future. We are not asking for luxuries. We are demanding the basic conditions necessary to teach effectively and live substantially. This is not just a fight for teachers, it's a fight for quality education, for equity, and for your respect.
formal today, but a lot of you may come and go 1 or 2 years down the road, but these teachers have been with us for 10 plus years, 20 plus years. And it seems like a lot of the decisions that are made are uneducated. I'm sorry, but the board doesn't know what's best for us, where we come from, the students. It's actually the teachers that continue to be here throughout the years. I watched the last 3 videos. I'm glad for YouTube. But rather than trying to act in good faith, the board was really portraying a defense mechanism where you were defending yourselves rather than doing what's in the best interest of the community, as you keep emphasizing. With the public statement that you made last Friday, I read it a couple of times. It was pretty stupid in my opinion. You say you act in good faith, you want to act morally. What does that mean? You use all these key words, but it doesn't mean anything. You gaslight the teachers, the staffs here. And you keep saying act in good faith, and that really resonated with me, because if that was the case, you would face your fears and speak amicably with the staff, try to come up with a reasonable solution. But adding the sky is blue, argument is red, that's nonsense. You're trying to appeal to the public, plastering numbers onto a piece of paper online that you probably read off NewJersey.com. Unless you actually dive into the numbers yourself, it was pretty stupid to just post numbers thinking the public's going to come here and say, oh, the board's great. I urge you, stop trying to defend yourselves, defend your actions. Having a lawyer here is cool, but it doesn't really change the fact that it's going to just go back and forth until you guys are really, truly wanting to come up with a reasonable solution. I urge you, please. I've lived here since 3rd grade, and this has never happened. This has never become a problem. Why is it happening now? Is it because you guys are coming and going 1 or 2 years down the road? So, please. I hope you all take my words into consideration. It's something serious. Thank you.
I'm an alumni from the school from 2013. My name's Jennifer Alvarez, and I have a few things I wanted to say. First thing, I know in the last meeting there was a big thing about the test scores and how the test scores here they don't really measure up. But something that you have to take into consideration, as was presented in the budget, is there's a huge bilingual population here. And on top of that, not only do you have these kids coming in without knowing English, they also are all education levels. You have kids coming that maybe only know basic math, but yet now they're in the high school and have to learn geometry and algebra, never even understanding that. I know as a junior, I got one of the ESL students placed in my Algebra 2 class, and I am bilingual in Spanish, so I sat there to try to help him translate. This kid never learned more than how to add, and here he is trying to take Algebra 2 in a language that he doesn't even understand. So when you take all that into account, and understanding the demographics of the district, it does make sense, and it shouldn't reflect on the teachers, the lower test scores, because you have to understand the student body is different than Leonia, Richfield, Parkridge, whatever other areas around here. The other thing that I would like to say, thinking on just numbers, if you guys have considered by trying to eliminate an athletic trainer, how that's going to increase the accident insurance, because now these students, if they get injured in a sport, that's going to be a claim against the insurance that might have been prevented if they had an athletic trainer that could have wrapped their ankle. I suffered from weak ankles. I always had to have mine wrapped when I played basketball. So that's something that could be prevented, and thus a claim not against the accident insurance, which means your premium won't go up on that. And also to the point of getting rid of the behavioralist position, have you considered how many students she is helping to keep in the district so you don't have to pay now a tuition out of district for a special education. I think really just sitting down, I know a lot of people are giving emotional testimonies, and I'm just gonna give it straight from the numbers. Ms. Chung, you were very worried about $250 for deposit, $250 for deposit. Maybe you should sit down and look at how much money is being saved by having the 2 positions that you guys are planning on eliminating.
My name is Skylar Kim, and I am one of the co-captains of the Palisades dance team this year. We've been here before to celebrate our national champions title. Then you all acknowledged our efforts and the hard work needed to earn this accomplishment. However, the hard work done was not ours alone. During every practice, Cody was there watching behind the mirrors, looking out for any injuries that may occur. His presence and role as a medical trainer provided us with the comfort of knowing that if anything were to happen, a licensed professional would be there. His presence is a crucial aspect of playing a sport at the high school, and with his position being removed, I feel that the safety of current and future athletes are being put at risk. Throughout this season, I was lucky enough to not have gotten hurt, but a few of my team members were not afforded the same luck. In those instances, Cody was always there to relieve them of any pain that they were feeling. Without his work as a medical trainer, many of our dancers would not have been able to stand on the competition floors. Our practice room was not designed to accommodate dancers and the tricks that we perform. We dance in the student cafeteria where the floors are made of tile. The slippery floors increase the likelihood of an injury, and the absence of a medical trainer cannot be afforded by our team. Additionally, the dance team will not be the only sports team to suffer upon the removal of the position of a medical trainer. Substituting his position for a trainer who will only be here when needed is unacceptable. Athletes perform the most during practices, where they spend their time honing their skills for games. As our student body is full of passion and determination, it is to be sure that an injury would occur during a practice session. A medical trainer who can supervise not just at games but during practices is essential. On behalf of the athletes of our school, I implore you to reconsider the removal of our medical trainer. He is an indispensable part of the athletic department, and the absence of a necessary licensed professional for the health of the students should not be a risk that you should be willing to take in order to satisfy budget cuts. Thank you for your time.
The young man in the back.
My name is Christopher. I've been here all my life. I grew up here. I still see many old faces from the teachers I had from when I was younger. And I think it's kind of rude to consider that you guys really have no consideration of how lucky you are, of how many faces tend to return here every year, or even have new faces. Like, I've never even seen some of these people here. And for recent terminations, which there's really no reason why, we're cutting costs, but for what? Like, we had a match today, and my opponent was facing some severe wrist injury, and he was asking for a trainer, and what was I supposed to tell him? Oh, we don't got one. And when he asked why, he's like, oh, I mean, our board just don't make good decisions. Like, not only are you putting a risk on us as students, but to our opponents, because our opponents, anytime our opponents tend to face an injury, Cody was always there to help them. He was always there to tend to their injuries. And I just ask you to tend to, I mean, you could pretend to write notes, but like reality, like it's not good. Take into consideration that Cody has been there for us. I mean, when I started here, he was the first face I saw when I started playing sports. And who's going to attend to us now? I mean, there's really no one else. That's really all I got to say. I mean, you guys should be a little more grateful that you still have a bunch of faces here, because one day, these teachers never leave satisfied. They just leave scratching their heads. And every time I'm in class, the only thing I hear is like teachers planning like what they're gonna present at the board next meeting, or like what they're gonna talk about. And yeah, it's really all I gotta say. I mean, just take into consideration, and that what I found out today is that this is the second lowest paid school in the county. And you guys are severely lucky to still have these faces. I mean, here today. Many teachers were presented with great opportunities, and some teachers took those opportunities, and we lost a lot of favorite faces, like Mr. DeChico, Mr. Kuchar. They were presented with great opportunities, and for their own satisfaction, they took them. But at the same time, we lost a teacher and a friend, so I'm gonna pass it on to them.
Hi, I'm Lisa Ardieri. I've lived in this borough my whole life. I went to school here, my sister, my children. I praise the teachers as they are protectors of the children in the classroom, especially in this day and age. I wouldn't want to be a teacher. It's a lot of work, that they put in there all day, going home, having to deal with their own personal lives, and still having to deal with schoolwork. I was in charge of the time capsule burial, and I read probably about 600 essays from the kids in all three schools. I copied a couple of them. I just wanted to read a few words about how these children feel about the school system. Being a student at Lindbergh School, I have learned so many new things and continue to grow over the years. The kindness of all the teachers, administrators, and staff have made this school a dream. The teachers at Lindbergh School have made learning so much fun and engaging. I have learned a lot from my teachers. My ELA teacher has opened my eyes to see the world from different perspectives through writing and reading. My science teacher has helped me and my classmates discover new things each day. My social studies teacher has taught us about history, and it's very enlightening. I got out of ESL when I was in 5th grade, and for all the future kids and people reading this, I just wish you the best to keep going and never give up on your dreams. Don't say that your dreams are just dreams. No, I believe it, and for whoever is reading this, it could be me or someone else. Mrs. Coyote is the best teacher I have ever had in 2nd grade. This is the best school I have ever gone to my whole life. One time I was struggling with math. My kindergarten teacher approached me and helped me. She had so much patience, and this year my teacher is helping me a lot for NJSLA. There are great teachers because they help me learn, even though I could take a little bit of time. They also teach in fun ways. They help us learn in fun ways by doing math games. I also learn more things in specials and gyms. We play sports and art. We are creative, and in music we play instruments. We took field trips, and my school there is good education, teamwork, and technology. A 2nd grader wrote, my teacher helps everyone in the class. And the last one I'm going to read is a 3rd grader. I am a student at Lindbergh School. Being a student now is fantastic because we learn something new every single day. We also play with our friends and have a lot of good teachers that teach me how to write, read, and do math. Again, I praise the teachers. I grew up here. Some of the teachers remain that I had. Some of the teachers remain that my children have had. Thank you all so much. Again, growing up in the district, being in a small-knit community, the kids come away, they feel safe at school, they feel safe with their teachers, they're making memories, they're creating a future, and if you ever come to the Hall of Fame dinners, you will see the impact that these adults that are my age and older than me, that the teachers and coaches in this district have made for them, for their whole, they've shaped their whole lives in their future endeavors and jobs and schooling. And I praise all the teachers. Thank you so
The lady in the back in red,
each one of the teachers that are here tonight. Some of them, I remember the faces. My children are in this school. Very grateful for the study team that helps evaluate my son and adjust the school schedules and everything for him to be able to be at college today. Without the study team, he wouldn't be able to be in the school district of Palisades Park and graduate from the high school 2 years ago. And that was very much because of the help of the evaluations of every single teacher that he has that touched his life. Every time that I have a surgery that he was falling behind, the teacher was there to help him. And my daughter also, every time that she has an injury, famous sport, Cody was there for her. And every time that she was crying because she was having frustrating problems at home because all my injuries that I have and all my surgeries, the teacher was there. They're not there just because they are another kids in the classroom. No, they're also mentors. That they're there to help our children, to guide our teacher, to guide our children, like the sign says behind you, to make it different in our community. You want a Palisades Park to be the Palisades Park that it is today, to be a better Palisades Park. You cannot take off the resources that they have now and put them in pause, because that's what you're doing, removing the resources that they have. Because when they need to cry, they're not gonna come to you to cry because they don't know you. They're gonna come to the teacher that they know, that they have confidence for them to cry on the teacher. They're not social worker, but they're the therapists too, when they need to. Because they have been my therapy when I needed it too, and I'm not part of the student. But when I need them, when they're behind and I'm in bed in my house with surgery on my spine, they send me an email and says, hey, your son or your daughter needs to submit this homework. And there is 7, 8, 10 o'clock at night, and I receive an email for a teacher where that teacher is at home with their family thinking of my children. They don't have a contract, they don't have a good salary, and they're still thinking of my children. Would you like to have a teacher like that for your own children? Well, that is something that you have to consider. Your children are in Palisades Park District? They should be part of the Palisades Park District, because that's the kind of teacher that we have. And those are the kind of teachers that we want to keep in Palisades Park. Thank you.
You can't keep the comments down while everyone else is talking, so we're gonna have to ask you to step out.
My name is Naya Kim, and I'm a member of the Palisades Park High School dance team. I've been very lucky this season. I hadn't suffered any major injuries myself. However, I've seen firsthand just how essential it is to have a medical trainer present, not just for dancers, but for every student athlete in the school. What I didn't realize before joining the team was how often we rely on our trainer. Not just for emergencies, but for prevention, recovery, and reassurance. When someone goes down during practice or competition, there's only one person we trust to act immediately, and we know what to do. You truly don't understand how vital that is until you witness it up close. Our dance team practices in a cafeteria, a room that is not designed for athletic movement. So with that, we often dodge folded up tables and practice in hard, uneven floors. We do turns and lifts in an environment that is not built for it. The risk of injury is always there, and without a trained medical professional present, that risk becomes extremely dangerous. As a senior, heading off to college soon, this decision concerns me deeply, not just for myself, but for my teammates I'm leaving behind. They deserve to be protected. They deserve to feel safe at every practice and at every performance. This isn't just about one person or one team. This is about prioritizing students safely and removing our medical trainer jeopardizes our safety. That our well-being is less important than money. But how can we how can the safety of our students ever become considered an acceptable compromise? My main message is to please don't wait until something catastrophic happens to realize the importance of this role. Thank you.
Right in the back. Actually, yeah, lady in blue shirt.
My name is Jordan Martinez. I'm a junior at Palisades Park High School. I have a short message prepared, and although I know this message has been said multiple times, I feel as though it's important to be heard. I'm here tonight because I think it is wrong that our athletic trainer, Cody, is being let go. Not because he's done anything wrong, but just because there's not enough money. This doesn't sit right with me and a lot of our other student athletes as shown. I have been a part of the Palisades Park High School sports since my 8th grade year. I've participated in cheer, volleyball, basketball, and softball. My friend, Valerie Dabrowski, has participated in 4 years at Palisades Park 2. She was this year's volleyball captain. Our trainer is someone who shows up every day, cares about our safety, and helps us recover when we're injured. Cody has helped so many of us keep playing the sports we love, and even more importantly, keep us safe while doing it. Cutting that rule sends a message that our health and safety doesn't matter, and that's not fair to us and to Cody. As student athletes, we already deal with pressure, stress, and the risk of injury. Knowing we have someone who understands our bodies and actually cares makes a huge difference. Losing that support isn't just disappointing, it's dangerous. A lot of us depend on our trainer to keep us safe and help us heal so we can keep playing the sports we show up to every single day. And on top of everything, as we all found out today, our trainer is going through something incredibly difficult at home. He's been balancing all of that while still showing up for us. Yesterday, or the day before, at a 7 p.m. softball game, my game went on so late and Cody was still there. Cody was giving ice to us till the very end of that game. Cody was there the same time I left, the same time I helped put all the equipment away, the same time I got off the field. Cody was still there for all of us while he's still dealing with all this stuff. It's not just unfair, it feels cold. He's a human being who's done nothing but support us, and he deserves the same support in return. I understand budgets are tough, but please think about what we're losing, we as students. This isn't just about money, it's about the people who care about students and keep us going. We need that kind of support in our school. And my friend Valerie has something to say.
Also, I just want to mention that this is mine and Georgia's first time at a board meeting, and possibly the first for a lot of other students too. That alone should show how much we care about Cody and how important he is to our community at the high school. We're here because we believe that he deserves to be treated with respect and kept at our school.
Thank you.
Excuse me, can I just ask one question?
I'm sorry.
Because of everything
there's
that's
a lot
going on here, a
of
lot of people
speakers.
may not understand. To the lawyer, is there a law to protect our children that says during sports, they have to have someone there with medical knowledge? Is
We're
there a
gonna
law
have
in the
everyone
state of
else,
New Jersey?
we're gonna have everyone else give their comments, and then the board will respond to comments if they choose to.
And just one person can speak at one time, please respect our rules. There are many people who are in Richardson speaking public today. We're in the back, and blue.
I remember this Jimmy Cappuccino being much bigger. My name is Michael Russell. Before I address the board, I first want to thank every single person in this room tonight. Every teacher and coach and administrative staff that is here, you are all incredible in ways that are beyond words. So, thank you. Not to be adversarial, but it would have been nice if the board had applauded for that as well, in knowing that the teachers are fully appreciated. That would have been nice. That was not a test, I was just just expecting it. But anyway, my clock is ticking. I think it's become clear that there is a disconnect between what the board is seeing and what's actually going on in these classrooms, under these roofs. I'm a former student. I graduated from this school a few years ago, graduated from Lindbergh, from the high school. I graduated from Rutgers, and now I'm working as a paralegal at a law firm where I hope to go to law school and become a lawyer. I don't know what kind, but hopefully a good one. But these teachers had to teach me science, history, math, English, Italian, in the most absurd of conditions. I had to learn chemistry in a room where the ceiling was quite literally crumbling and falling down on us, where there was mold, where the stalls to our bathrooms, sometimes they were there. If they were there, they were very rusty. I'm sure all of you guys have seen that.
Yep,
Praying that I could get by. Not to mention the current climate of just the world just being the world right now. And the teachers still, under those conditions, figure out how to teach us chemistry, physics, statistics, Italian, history. The list goes on and on and on. Every single day to make that an environment that we can absorb and then go out into the world to be decent and informed individuals. They work their ass off every single day. I owe the man that I am today and the man I hope to be tomorrow to every single person in this room. A student cried in this room. If that doesn't get the message across as to the impact that these teachers have on students, all I can say is, for those, if you continue to live in town, when you turn 18, don't forget this. Because eventually, there will be another election, and you can vote in people that you know will protect you guys, that will protect the people that are shaping our lives, our future. Now, you guys have a chance to fix that for
Ellos se buscaron esto. They want this time to be like that.
I'm sitting here with the teachers that I came to support. I also came to support the Italian program. As you know, my daughter spoke here. My daughter took Spanish, her native language. She wanted Italian, she took Italian. Now it's helping her in her law studies. She's actually an attorney, and she's using those languages every single day. I had a whole speech here for Dr. Cirillo, but he's not here. He knows this drill. We went down this road 8 years ago about getting rid of Italian.
Sorry,
We're
what's your name
a school
again?
system.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Maria Alvarez.
Oh, thank you.
We're a school system. School systems are meant to educate our children. Taking away Italian out of the curriculum is not to educate. It's counterproductive. I don't understand that. Didn't understand that 8 years ago. We put up the fight. We won the fight 8 years ago. Hopefully this time around we can do the same thing. Because I think Italian, like any other language, Spanish, Korean, French that we also got rid of years ago, that's important. Next thing, you teachers, you're the best. I came out here after 8 years of not stepping foot into a board meeting. I swore I was never gonna come back. I'm here to support you guys. I owe you gratitude for my children, for what they are today. You educated them from kindergarten all the way through high school. And I do not understand this disconnect. I was on the board, I was on the negotiations committee. Yes, we had negotiations, that's what the word is. We had, differences of opinions, we sat, we worked it out. Almost a year without a contract, and the problem I'm seeing, and I watched these but it's disrespect. We need to respect each other, okay? Next thing is, this was a surprise to me, Cody, what year did you come on, 2008?
About 8 years ago.
I might have been the president at that time of the
Yeah.
Board of Education, we put you on
I
for
think
a
you were.
reason.
And Sorrel was all for it too, yeah.
Exactly. We put you on for a reason. As you heard the kids, I can't possibly top what they're saying.
Yeah.
But we brought you on to protect the children, to keep them safe. I can't believe you're getting rid of you. This is
Shocking.
I have no words. I really have no words. But I can't top what the students have been saying. So I hope you guys listen to what the students are saying.
In the back. You in the yellow shirt, white shirt.
I think from what I can see is that the students respect and love their teachers here. And the fact that it's probably past their bedtime.
Your name, please?
My name is Philip Hahn, but you could call me Phil. From what I could describe what I'm seeing right now, in one word to describe it, is that the teachers here are very conscientious. I think it's a unique, innate ability that's not most people are not born with, and it's something that's lacking these days. But anyway, I'm going to read off this speech that I wrote. I was born, raised, and have been a lifelong resident of Palisades Park. I have lived in this town for over 45 years. So I've seen this place transform from a quiet, sleepy town into a vibrant, populous, multi-ethnic community. I know plenty of teachers in this town as well. A lot of them I grew up with them, and we've been friends since I was 6 years old. So that means a lot. Not only are they my friends, but they are people that I love, trust, and care about. They are good people that I could vouch for, and I know they do a great job educating the kids in Palisades Park. So, like myself, many students here are first-generation American. So receiving a good education in Palisades Park is essential for them, as their parents may not have had that before. Education gives them an opportunity to succeed and live a better life here. Teachers are the ones who can help guide them and shape their path in the future. That being said, I don't know what it's like to be a teacher, because I'm not a teacher myself. But I know it takes a lot of work, more so for the educators in Palisades Park more than any other Bergen County. I only say this because we have the highest density of Koreans in the United States. We have the second highest Croatian population in New Jersey. And we have a growing population of Guatemalan residents that's gonna keep on growing. So English is not their primary language, it's their second. And many of them, from what I can tell, they don't even know how to speak it. So extra resources are needed. I think it creates an unduly burden and extreme stress upon the teachers who already care about the students. So if there's budget cuts, I mean, these teachers have to make a living as well. They are superheroes in real life, but you need to eat. You know, if people are like that, very loyal, dedicated to their jobs, you gotta take care of it. So I don't know, from what I heard, that I think you guys were disrespecting the teachers here, which is not fair, and there's no real basis for it. There's a board of education for a reason, to listen and to try to negotiate in good faith, like you said, to make teachers' lives better, so that they get motivated to work hard, like if they don't work hard already. So, so I did a little research.
Try to over, please. Sorry. There's another audience.
Yeah. So
Please respect our rules.
right, I'm just saying, Palisades Park teachers are the bottom 25% educator paid in the county.
Karen Howard. Just wanted to start by saying, while we may not agree with a lot of what was said at last month's board meeting, I believe we'll agree on one thing, that we are not here on a personal agenda against you, Ms. Chung, even though you may think so. Although it is quite upsetting that most of the time you don't look up at us when we're speaking as you're doing right now. With that being said, our teachers show up every single day with unwavering dedication. They sacrifice their personal time, often spend their own money, and go far beyond what is required of them. Not for recognition, but because they care. And yet, instead of being applauded, they were chastised in a prolonged public reprimand for simply exercising their right to express a lack of confidence. As a parent, watching that unfold didn't build trust, it shattered it. How can we have faith in a board that appears so fractured, so unwilling to stand together in support of those who support our children?
You raise your hand first, so.
Hi everyone, my name is Kristen Vargas. I lived in Palisades for 10 years. I have 3 children. One is in 7th grade, who's in Kona, and the other one is in 3rd grade. And I don't come to these meetings ever. I do read the minutes, I do watch the videos, and before I say what I was going to say, it breaks my heart as a parent to stand here in a room where people are telling all of these touching and heartbreaking stories, and some of you are sleeping, like just flat out sleeping. So I'm not sure if you're hearing our voices or how I can trust you as a member of this community if you're sleeping while people are speaking, if you're on your phones multiple times. It's just so rude. That's just where I want to
I'm
start.
sorry, just a second.
Yes.
We're just sleeping here.
She's sleeping.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you're just resting your
No.
eyes. Well,
Excuse me,
I'll let you speak.
can you do a little louder? I cannot hear. Can you do a little louder? I cannot hear.
I'll let you speak when I'm done speaking, because I waited a long time raising my hand. I am a working mother. I work 12-hour shifts 3 to 4 times a week. I work on-call nights, weekends. I trust these teachers with my children, with my life. I drop off my children at these schools knowing that my children are well taken care of. It's asinine to me that you could think that you do not need a full-time athletic trainer with these students. I don't know if you know what a CTE is, if you know what a cardiac event is, if one of these kids has an asthma attack, who is gonna help these children? You don't
Nobody.
have a full-time school nurse? It's absolutely ridiculous, and I pray that nothing happens to any of these children of this town. I'm sorry, because I'm just so enraged right now. I don't feel safe anymore. How can I send my children to a school where you don't even you don't care? It shows that you don't care. And these teachers, they are the pillars of this community. They're the backbone of my child's education. My children are beautiful, resilient children because of what their teachers teach them. I used to get out of my shifts at night and rush home, get my kids ready, and Miss Preston would be waiting for my son every morning 2 to 3 times a week at 8:05. And you owe her an apology for the way you spoke about our teachers in the BSI program at your last meeting. Miss Preston, thank you. Thank you. Autism, and I don't know if you know how difficult it is for a child with special needs to start a new routine, to get used to a new person that they can trust, a new teacher, a new classroom. Taking away the behaviors.
So time is up, I'm sorry.
My time's up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
broke my heart a little bit there. The board has highlighted that in the 2023-24 school year, Palisades Park starting teacher salary, the bachelor's, BA step 1, ranked 17 out of 63 county districts. That's what the board posted. However, this figure is incomplete and potentially misleading. In reality, Bergen County is made up of 77 school districts, not 63, as stated by Board President Soo Chung. This discrepancy raises concerns about the accuracy of the information being presented to everyone. Moreover, while efforts have been made to improve starting salaries, the focus on long-term compensation is lacking. Our BA maximum salary ranked 50 out of 77 districts in the county, indicating significant drops of the starting salary rankings. The gap suggested that while we may initially attract new teachers, retaining experienced educators remains a challenge due to less competitive long-term pay. The board's choice to include these figures highlights a pattern of selective data presentation, which can mislead stakeholders about the true state of teacher compensation in our district. It is imperative that we address these issues transparently and work collaboratively towards solutions that value and support our educators through their careers. Now, that being said, our salaries may seem starting off competitive, but you could see here, by 50 out of 77, we are lacking. But all of us have stayed. If you look at the amount of teachers have stayed for 15 to 30 years and plus, it's because we see this place, we, the educators, we, the secretaries, we, the custodians, see this place as a home, as a community. I have heard people in this audience use that word community so many times tonight, and I think that's the disconnect. Because I don't believe they see this as a community. I believe, personally, that they are trying to see this as a business, how to cut costs, how to cut numbers, how to bring down the bottom line. That's not a school. That might be a company, yeah, that might be Microsoft. That's not how schools are run. We are run to care for the kids, to teach these kids, to be the person that they come to be someone who could be there when someone gets hurt. I mean, Mrs. Alvarez, no, the younger one. This might cost us more long run with legal costs. I mean, the amount of stuff that goes into this stuff, while short term it might seem like a great idea, I don't see the amount of things cut in the last year, the amount of stuff taken away, and it's the same thing when we're in negotiations, the take, and there's no give. We are not, I've said this last time, I feel we are not people. We are numbers, we are disposable, doesn't matter who we are, how long we've been here, what we've given to this community. We just don't matter to them.
Yes, hi, my name is Mrs. Lonis. I was on the PTSA for many years. I was the Booster Club president. I think this is a disgrace. This whole board is a total disgrace to this community. We have the most hardest working teachers, secretaries. I raised my grandchildren. My grandson was a special needs child. They were here through thick and thin. They were here through everything for my family. They never shut a door. Mrs. Valares was my grandson's second grade teacher. My grandchildren graduated here, to make a long story short. They played 4 sports for 4 years in high school. My grandson got 3 concussions. His shoulder got dislocated. My granddaughter had an asthma attack. Do you know who was there for them? Cody and Mr. Hutchinson. Came to the hospital. Stayed with me in the hospital. So my granddaughter woke up. We almost lost her that night. He was there. He was there. He never. So you want to take away somebody who cares about our kids and our community? You don't care. You want your paycheck? These teachers, this athletic guy, Everybody needs to be recognized in this community. Shame on the board. Shame on everyone else. Disgrace. Take Cody away.
You have one more.
I'm following up on the question I asked that wasn't answered.
A little louder, please. I'm sorry.
My name is Patricia Jose and my son attends BCC. I would like to better understand why the behaviorist position in our district is being considered discrimination. I wonder if each of you truly understands how deeply impactful and detrimental that decision could be for so many students who rely on this kind of support to grow. My son has had tremendous progress thanks to the incredible team at BCC. I have had the privilege of meeting nearly everyone on the child study team from BCC, and I can't say enough how kind, thoughtful, and community they are. They've been part of our village. That village is the reason my son is working in school. I respectfully ask what other cuts are being planned for the child study team. Depending on your answer, I may have some difficult decisions to make about my son's future. Please know I don't want to leave this district. I love the teachers, they work tirelessly. I love the community we built here, but I urge you to listen carefully tonight, not just my words, but to what everyone here is saying. Thank you.
Excuse me. I know I spoke, but there's one thing I have to say. About having medical, 1 minute.
No.
40 years ago in Lindbergh School, a 7-year-old girl dropped dead of a heart attack.
It's important to hear this.
Very few people remember that. A 7-year-old girl in Lindbergh School dropped dead of a heart attack. So don't think these things cannot happen.
Public participation?
God forbid you do.
They have a person hand raised there.
God forbid.
Morning, Tansy, Palisades Park, Glen Avenue. I work at the high school. Number one, I'm really proud of all of you. Years ago, we had the distinction of being the only town in Bergen County without an athletic trainer, and I guess that we'll have that distinction once more. The only town.
Progress.
You'll be the last person.
You can close it, public meeting.
I think this is the best way to close this. I think all of us agree with this. We're gonna give you a standing ovation. Thank you.
Wow, come, raise your hand, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I wanted to drove at a legal speed zone.
Me estaban esperando.
I drove at a legal speed zone.
¿No va a participar? ¿Tú venías de allí? ¿Tú lo estabas viendo? Video.
Well, if I'm the last one, just leaving all the community with a different note, I would change the mood. That's my job. I'm the music teacher. I spent many years at Limerick. I taught there for 12 years now. 3 years ago, I got transferred at the high school. I'm the choir director, Mrs. Mancini, and I would like to invite all of you to our concert, as you mentioned before. Is coming up is May 29th. Please, we invite you because It's not just math and, social studies or English. We provide the students with all the opportunities. We want them to be well-rounded people. And they do a great job, and they never had the honor to have one of you standing there to clap and appreciate what they do. With the exception of Mr. Lee, our great supporter, and with the exception of Mrs. Alvarez, her kids were not in chorus or in orchestra or any of their ensembles, but they were always working behind the scenes with technology, helping me with microphones, supporting me with the stage and everything. She was always there, clapping and cheering, giving a speech, supporting us with the Music Fans Association. We had them all before. Now all of that is gone. So please come to our concert and enjoy a night out, like community night, because that's what we do.
You want to talk out? Oh, one person here.
Hi, good night. My name is Alberto Jimenez. I've been a student at both Limburg School and at the high school. I've been in this town for over 20 years. I came here back when I was 7 years old, back when we were a very small community. And let me tell you, it was a lot different back then. Back when there was not many teachers that spoke Spanish. And I have to say, these people, my teachers, they've all been amazing. It's thanks to them that I am very fluent in English. I've also been able to progress through life because I've had a select few that have helped me throughout my path. And it hurts me to see that they're being hurt in a way that it hurts me as well. I want them to live a happy family. I mean, have a happy, sorry. It's difficult because it hurts me. And I want to say, I don't think any of them should be cut. They all do such amazing jobs at what they do, both in their school hours and outside of the school hours. I've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Hutchinson, who is my teacher, who is my sister's coach in both sports. Miss Toro, who I've known since I was 10 years old. Miss Bellotti, who was with me at my toughest moments. And I want to thank you for that. I wish I could thank all of you. And I love all of you. And I wish that things were different. And much like you, I understand financially things are tough. But just because things are tough doesn't mean that we have to make it harder for others. So I want you to think about the decisions that you're making today and how it doesn't affect just now, but it affects us in the future. It affects my son. It affects students currently in school. So please, before you do decide to make some serious cuts, think with your heart, not with your wallet. Thank you.
Being here tonight and just seeing everybody speak up, it was really inspiring to me because I've been here in Palisades Park since I was 4 years old, so I've been here through ECC, Limburg, and the high school. And my life here hasn't been the easiest in Limburg. My mother passed away when I was 7 years old, and I don't know if she's here, Miss Brolazo, but she really helped me through a lot, and it just amazes me how supportive these teachers are and all that they do for us, and especially in the high school. When my father passed away when I was a sophomore, Miss Luris, I did not take a second to hesitate coming to school the next day because I knew that she would be there for me every moment. Miss de Blasio, my coach for 2 years, she was there for me as well, and Miss Margessi, my coach now. It's so heartwarming to me that these teachers not only help us with our education, but with our personal lives. Ms. Toro, thank you for everything. And I'm not even just speaking from a emotional level, but even throughout my educational life. I maintained over 4.0 GPA throughout school because of these As the president of the senior class, I felt like I had to say this because I really would not have done any of this without the teachers, and I wanted to thank everybody for everything.
We're having two more participation. So if you speak now, that we have one more public participation, and then we will go on.
Currently a senior in the Palisades Park High School. First of all, I like to say, when I think of the Board of Education, I think of a group of people who are here to protect the education of the future students of Palisades Park. And I don't know if the message is not clear, but these teachers deserve the respect that they're not getting. Sorry, I'm starting a bit nervous. For the teachers who have been here, I remember a lot of faces. They know how hard it is to teach high school students and kids, especially since a lot of students are loud. Some don't even listen to what the teachers are saying. Myself, but some of the teachers here really work hard, really, and I mean really work hard for the students here, and I feel like you guys just don't give the respect they deserve. For example, Ms. Mancini, the course teacher, a lot of students in her classes don't actually pay attention as much, but she still works hard to,
Well, because they don't speak the language.
She still works hard to help students, find a passion for music. And there's so many different classes students can take to further improve their, education. And like Italian, I just don't understand why you're trying to take that away and, strip that language from students' Park. So honestly, I really do think that these teachers deserve more than what you're getting.
Any other person from public like to be heard?
Oh, right here.
Oh, hi. Oh, wow.
Tu nombre?
My name is Valerie Ramirez. I'm a junior currently at Palisades Park, and I'm also the president for my class. And I'll speak on behalf of Cody first. He's an amazing athletic trainer. Last year during my cross country season, I had to miss almost 3 races because of a strained hamstring, and without his help, I probably wouldn't have been able to compete anymore in my season. And besides all of that, he helps so many students, so many athletes. Without him, we aren't competing safe. He's there at every practice. He's there at almost every home game, regardless of whatever team. If he has to go from the county to the high school and back to county, he will. The way that he is, he's kind, respectful. He knows exactly what he's doing, and for you to cut him, it's disrespectful to not only him, but to all of us, especially all the athletes that so many of them that need him, that need all of our coaches, and to cut him is blatantly disrespectful to not only us, but to him as well. And for these teachers, the last time I was here, Dr. Cirillo said that there was a parent that was speaking who said that it affects our children, and it does. And he responded with, the teachers aren't changing anything. And damn right they aren't. Of course they aren't going to change anything, because their salary, of course it's important to them, but regardless of that, they still show up every day. They still show up to be there for us, to be there after school, to be there even after 3 o'clock. Our coaches are there every single day, working with us regardless of their personal reasons. They're always there. So of course they're not going to change what they have to do regardless of their paycheck, because that's exactly what they do. They care for us. They're respectful to us. They're there when we need them. Even if it has nothing to do with whatever we're doing in class, they're there for us regardless. So for you guys to just continue to talk and talk and talk and not give them what they're asking for when they do everything for us. They know exactly what we need and they're there for us every single day. And for you guys to just pretend like it's nothing is absolutely disrespectful to them because they're there every single day. He's there for me as a coach. She's there for me as a coach, and so is he. And I have her as a teacher. I have so many of them as teachers, and for you to just blatantly disrespect them by not hearing them out and coming to their needs for everything that they need. I have a parent here who's here at every single meeting for me, which is more than any other student can say. He's here at every meeting, fighting for me, fighting for them, and for you to just blatantly disregard that is so disrespectful to them. They deserve more. We all deserve more. We all deserve more. All the kids from my school that are here because they usually aren't here, so I'm really happy that this community has come together and for Cody and for these teachers because that is exactly what they deserve. They deserve our support, and their number one supporters should be you guys, and for you guys to not be that for them, it's despicable. So I think you guys should step up and get them what they need because they aren't going to change at all regardless of their paycheck, and that should give you every single reason to give them what they need.
I deserve a cookie. Motion to close public participation session.
Make a motion to close.
Second. All in favor? Abstention? Thank you everyone for making your trip to our Board of Education meeting tonight. Although there's a lot of messages that I think I appreciate it. I think our board members are in the same page that we appreciate you to come here and share your opinions. So various different opinions were heard, and we are happy to see you, students, community members, parents, teachers, love each other, respect each other. That's beautiful. And we are in the same page too.
We'll be halfway away to the next rebuttal. Princess.
Excuse me.
Just wanna
Did you
make-
say at the end of the meeting we get the answers?
I'm just gonna have one response from my side. One of the audience members mentioned something about collecting a paycheck. I just wanna let everyone know we're all volunteers here. So I don't want anyone to think that there's some sort of, other benefit financially for us to be here. This is our volunteer time as well. I have a family, I have kids. We're volunteers here too. Totally get it. We understand your concerns. I think budgeting is not always an easy task. There's a lot of moving pieces. We're doing the best we can. To the two groups that are close, that I mentioned in the statement before, let's get a contract done. We're almost there. To the two groups that I mentioned otherwise, I would say proposals and counters are in process and you should receive them soon. Thank you.
Can I make a comment?
Actually, I didn't finish, but so you guys raised very different aspects of opinions and different subjects. So I just categorize and do my best to simplify my answers as well. So many of your questions and opinion regarding
Can I make a comment before you reply to the responses?
What? You ready to make a comment? But you cut my speech. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You already cut my speech, so.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I will just address with the stakeholders, and this is something that the Dr. Sirlo would be able to answer, because our board members, we don't work on site, but we are recommended by superintendents and then our administrators. who are responsible in finance. So based upon my recollection and then previous conversation with Dr. Cirillo in finance committee meeting or negotiation meeting, we've heard that this position is to be eliminated in order to meet some balance of our finance constraint. It was months ago. And at the time, I didn't know what position it was, but still, that's something that we, board members and the administrator, will have to discuss more further. But I just want to let you know that this kind of step cut or any program diminishes those, we just really rely on 100% by the recommendation of superintendents. And there are just some concerns raised, like today, we consider to speak and discuss with Dr. Cirillo Sunday soon. So we are all human beings. We always, almost every time, we don't want farewell. And a cutting step is always hard to break into. Farewell to your friends, step members, anyone just next to you. Just not seeing them anymore, it's hard to break in. We understand. We are human beings too here. Also, I'm a parent of special needs as well, and I'm still like one of the English learners. I'm constantly learning any kinds of, even in Korean too. I read Korean every day too, in order not to be losing any skill. So I'm very much understanding how you concern about stack up of Italian curriculums. That's beginner classes, not all, right? So in my understanding, it was about the budget as well, and that there's not enough needs of students who are interested in taking the classes. If I remember correctly, with previous conversation with Dr. Cirillo last year. But again, we will speak again with Dr. Cirillo someday soon, hopefully maybe next week. So by next month, we probably have some conclusion on those concerns that raises today. And the others, Mr. Rotundo left, but the quorum, regarding the concern of a quorum in our April 11th meeting, we had a quorum. Is there any board members who disagree with it? We had a quorum. And also about the letter that I read on April 11th, again, many of you have not been here in the Board of Education meeting for past 1.5 years. Just without knowledge of all those year-long board experience, board meeting experience, I understand that some misunderstanding will be raised too. But our statements on April 11th is solely just to refute false media reports and misleading information. Again, spread by the PPE leadership about the Board of Education in the belief that the public deserves and has a right to trustful and accurate information, especially if it's the governing body that constitutes public education. So it's not about to degrade your contribution to our education and support and teach our students. We appreciate. For past years, teachers, you know that I raised I spoke the same statements over and over. Maybe some months I skipped. But I've always re-expressed it, our board expressed that our appreciation to your contribution to our school district. I do, and all of our board members do. sorry that there are so many questions, but, and to the question, the music teacher, that was a concert in the Lindeberg.
I'm sorry, I don't know the dates for Lindbergh.
No, that's the
Oh,
high
this is
school.
at the high school, that's what,
That's the high
May
school?
29th is, yes.
Thank you for invitation too. But I used to go to, where me and other board member used to go to the spring concert, and that's one reason and basis that why the board try hard to put the AC conditioning in Lindeberg School auditorium gym. Because of last year and the past 2 years prior to, 2 years ago, I really suffered the heat in the spring concert as well. I see other students and parents raise a past concerns. It wasn't actually me, it was presented by the parents, their needs. And we tried hard, but again, it's all about the budget too. That's in our 6 months that I read in April 11th.
I'm sorry, I heard something about the heat 3 years ago.
Right, 'cause
3
3
years
years
ago,
ago,
I had
it was
175
hot.
students, like sardines, on music risers and couldn't contain them, so they were all lower in the auditorium. So I'm sorry if you were hot, but they were probably melting.
No, it's-
175 students in the auditorium, singing in the auditorium. I don't know how I did it. I don't have 14 students in a class. I have 5 classes altogether, 175 left 3 years ago. Then I started speaking up because it's not for humans. One person only with 175 students, something is not functioning correctly. My opinion is that there are not enough teachers to cover the electives. That's why I had to teach 175 students. Then 2 years ago, the number got a little shorter, smaller, a little more contained, 152. This year I have 125. It's getting better.
Yeah, I
But
think mine
this
is.
raises a concern that we
Yeah.
need teachers. So we don't have to cut the budget, but we need more money to actually hire more people. So the students can have more opportunities.
Yeah, I don't know if whether my speech was misunderstood, but my speech was to encourage you how both is in same position as all the teachers and students and parents who has better environments, better condition when students sing a song in spring concert. Every spring concert, I see parents complain and brought the safety issue of suffocating their children because of the heat. That's how we try hard this year to put it in our budget for the AC and air conditioning in the bubble gym. So, unfortunately, it wasn't able to get it because due to the finance constraint. But thank you for invitation.
We have concerts, one is in the winter, the other is in the spring, and you're always welcome to come, so you can see how well those students are exactly, are coming. Thank you, thank you so much.
Question, you didn't answer my question, so I'm just following up with you. On number 12, I asked when I stood up, to provide substitute athletic trainers when needed. Who determines that? There's no medical professionals on board. Who determines that?
Okay, we heard the question, the board members will answer if they wanna answer, if they haven't answered it yet. Thank you.
It says resolved, that's why I'm asking.
I just wanted to thank you, all the teachers. I'm sure many of you know who I am. I'm a parent of 3 kids. 2 were nonverbal when they came to Kell Park. Some of you teachers know that. And now they're high honors, they're awesome, and I thank you. So I hope negotiations and the teachers come to an agreement very quick, because I don't want the stress for you guys or the or the parents or the kids. You know, so I wish there's a agreement, you know, like very soon, so everything will be resolved. And also for Mr. Cody, I've been on the football field, I've been on the basketball court, I've been on every sport, wherever. Every concert. Cody's been at the school from 1:30 until God knows when the last student or the athlete leaves the facility. And that's why I said no earlier to number 12, because as an athlete myself, when I was a kid, we had a trainer at the school at all times, and that actually prevented many injuries. And having Cody there from 1 o'clock or 1:30 on, even non-athletes go to him for help, since we don't have a full-time nurse. So I think it's very important to reconsider number 12, you know, or revisit this as of now, because he is a very key factor to not just the athletes, even to the teachers, even to the administrators, even to everybody. So maybe we can reconsider. I don't know what the procedure is with this. So that's my comment. I just wanted to thank you all.
No, maybe.
We know the procedure have to do with you, but I think first of all, we should speak with Dr. Silva first, and the administrator too. Any other board member like to make comments to the public?
Okay. Shall I say something?
Yes, Mr. Ranga?
Yeah, so I've been sitting here for like just about a year, and I've just been listening and observing. And after being here and listening to some stories, I do have some considerations to make. So I'm just putting it out there. So. And you know, if I can make a comment, you know, I've been here for about 3 months, and you know, just listening to everything, and you know, everybody says like no respect, this and that, and you know, we're here because we respect you guys, right? We're not, you know, I have a job, I have a little baby too. I can go back to, you know, I'm sitting here at 10 o'clock. You know, we respect you guys, number one, all the hard job you guys are doing as well. And as far as I'm hearing is that you guys are very so close. I mean, you guys are like right there. That's what I'm hearing, right? So I don't even know if I can talk about this, but that's what I'm hearing. And so let's just get it on, and let's focus the time on making the education better for the kids. Like, if you guys are gonna come here for like 10% of your time, just come to the meeting and tell us what we can do to make the education better for the kids. I think Trump just signed some like AI bill or something like that, right? We're using AI or something. So what is it? You guys know what's out there. You guys are the troops that are out there. So if you guys really want to help out, then make the community better. Let's do it together. We're in the same boat. That's just my, I don't know.
The minimum employee is right there. Like, what do you do? I can't find it.
Everyone, the board has to go.
I can't find it.
Have your attention, please. The board has to go on the closed session. So you may or may not stay here, but after closed session, we might have to take, we'll have to take a formal action too.
So it's gonna be a decision made after?
There will be.
Okay, so I will wait.
Okay. Period.
Period.